Make sure we're recording today.
Oh, we're recording. Just hit the button. Oh, my God.
You gonna make it?
I have to. I don't have a choice.
You might need to get some more whiskey halfway through. You look rough. I mean, you look sexy, but you look like you're in pain.
Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I am Martel, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
We are both feeling great.
No, I'm outside.
I pulled up, and you had anger on your face.
I know.
And you were outside topless, looking all sexy and sweaty.
Trying.
And you turned around and I went, huh, he's upset about something.
Yeah, so was moving. I've got a lot of bricks and stone and flagstone and shit behind my shed. And because we're getting the shed painted with the insurance claim and stuff from the hail damage, I got to move all that stuff out of the way. So I'm out there with one arm.
Right.
Just picking up one brick at a time.
You did not have your sex sling on.
I did not, because I didn't want to have tan mark. I didn't want to.
That's what you're worried about.
Slingy tan marks.
You're worried about tan lines.
I was, and
oh my God.
So a fly or some shit landed on me on my elbow.
On the arm you just had shoulder surgery.
Yeah, on my left elbow, something landed on my shoulder. Well, I jerked
instinctively.
Just fuck. So then I was fine. Went back, kept doing. Well, then something landed on my side and bit me like a horsefly.
Something just jumped up and bit me.
I'm like, and I jerked instinctively again, but this time I moved my arm, swung my arm behind me to hit the spot. Well, that was a big fucking mistake.
Yeah, apparently.
Jesus, now I'm in so much goddamn pain.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why it pays to not be superficial and worry about your looks.
Just don't get hurt.
If you weren't
don't
worried
have
about
surgery.
If you weren't worried about tan lines, you would have had your sling on.
I probably still would have done the same shit, except it wouldn't. I would have instinctively moved my left arm, and it wouldn't have went anywhere, and it would have been probably worse.
Yeah, it could have been.
Because
try it right now. Let's see.
Nope. Kiss my ass. So
no, thank you.
We killed a bottle of the Ocean's 24. The Jefferson's Ocean's 24.
Well, we haven't drank it yet, but we poured it into our brewmates.
It's into the brewmates, and then topped it off with Voyage 26 rye.
Yeah.
Just for a little mixer. It's a mixer.
Because why not?
Yeah. I mean, fuck it.
It's kind of like doing an Irish car bomb, except they're both whiskeys.
Oh, I should have taken an opiate instead of the ibuprofen.
Let's get you real messed up.
I still got to run to the store today, too.
You need to be careful, is what you need to do.
Well, I'm not. I got to go buy salt.
For what?
I need salt to cook a pork shoulder tomorrow.
Send Liz.
They don't. No.
Uber eats that stuff.
She doesn't get the right salt. No, fuck Uber Eats.
Fine, DoorDash, whatever.
I don't have that. I have $105 in Uber Eats credits, and no one will deliver out to this house.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're not that far.
Right. I take it back. A couple of places I found will deliver. What? Fuck off. Everybody can hear that.
So, what we should mention, we want to welcome a special guest today. We have a third party with us.
We do.
We've never had on before. It's Tinkerbell.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how you're hearing her flying around the studio.
It's the stupid ring. It's the goddamn ring system.
We've known each other, 15, 20-ish years? Somewhere in there, 17.
Maybe.
And we've been doing this for 4 years solid now.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way here, I thought, I need to ask Martel a question I've never, ever asked any human being ever again.
No, you cannot cut my balls.
No, I've asked several people that, and I have yet to have somebody accept. But I want to know, what if God was one of us? Just a slob.
He'd just be a stranger on the bus.
Like one of us.
Trying to make his way home.
You look like you're in pain, buddy.
I'm a little bit in pain.
I mean, I'm feeling for you. I feel bad.
I'm a little bit in pain.
I brought you those beers and happy birthday, and you're just yelling at your daughter and
she's
grumbling.
jumping on the couch.
No, it's fine. And then
I know, but it's just
what's funny is when
you're fucking
you
nine.
looked up, still obviously in pain, put a big smile on your face and said, "Thank you, by the way."
Yeah.
I was like, that took effort. It took effort because I could tell you were hurting.
I'm still in
I'm
pain.
actually surprised I didn't hear more cussing from you than I did.
Actually, when I'm in pain, there's less cussing.
Really?
I think so.
My,
You want a clean show? Stab me in the ass.
My mom's going to be like, well, "Hey, right before you start next week, kick Martell in the nuts."
Yeah, something. And continuously do it.
Just every time you cuss, you get kicked in the nuts.
I just, like, I'm glad I had the surgery, but damn, that. I probably should have had the sling on doing shit outside, but I probably shouldn't have been doing the shit.
Well,
I mean, let's.
I'm not your dad, and I can't tell you what to do, but you're right. You probably should not have even been out there doing that.
You're right. I shouldn't have been. But I probably should have had the sling on.
And the funniest part is, I know you well enough to know you did not learn your lesson.
Oh, no, this time I did. I ain't.
Okay, good.
This sling is staying the fuck on.
Good.
I'm taking a shower with this bitch on today.
Good. You need to, like, I'm worried about you. I don't want to see you
no.
tear it up worse than, you know what I'm saying, like, further damage it.
Well, I'm allowed to do stuff. Like,
Masturbate.
well, yeah. In the sling, it's hold the heart. It's hold the heart. My brain is not working. It's hard to hold the phone in my left hand. God damn.
I feel bad for you, but at the same time,
I mean, I was at the gym yesterday. I did.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, I did a 5 rounds of 1,000 meters on a bike, 20 kettlebell deadlifts.
I saw your post when it said 1,000. I literally did not read past that because whatever it was, I was like, that's too much.
It's only like 2 minutes worth of work.
I didn't even read that as a rower, a bike.
It was a bike.
Reps. I was like, whatever it is, that's too much.
No, it was like I did that. I did all that. I had no issues and my arm wasn't in the sling. But I also didn't have a fly land on me and fucking bite me on the back. So.
It was a boll weevil.
Well, you know what? I don't give a shit what it was. God made that goddamn creature, and they say he's infallible. Well, he fucked up.
He fallibled me.
He fallibled that fucking creature because it bites for no reason.
Oh, it had a reason. It was hungry.
Well, go find a fucking horse. That's why they're called horse flies. There's plenty of them up the road.
You looking thick.
Jesus.
Out there with your shirt off.
I guess. But anyway, what do you got? What do you think of this voyage? I'm going to call this voyage 24.75.
Because you can't call it 25.
Can't call it 25, and I can't call it 27.
And 26 rye, right? Is it 26 is the rye?
Yeah.
So voyage 24.75. Let me take another.
Yeah. What do you think
sip
about
here.
that? Because it's more voyage 24 than 26. So.
Well, it's like you did an Irish car bomb, and the rye was the shot.
Yeah.
The glass full of 24.
I fucking filled it up.
I like it. Not bad.
Good, because I like it too.
I was going to say, I don't think it did. I was worried that it would do a disservice to them each.
Nope.
I don't think it did.
It enhanced it. I would say if you can afford it, which I know all of my listeners can because they're white trash millionaires.
Because we know both of them.
Go buy both bottles.
Yeah.
And then just mix them in an infinity bottle. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Actually, well, no, don't do that because the ratio is off. Do 1 to 1/4.
I was going to say, you're like 80% Voyage 24.
20% rye.
Yeah, maybe.
26.
Maybe 90-10. Maybe 85-15.
Maybe. Yeah,
So.
pick a ratio around there and just do that. Don't do 50-50. That'd be a really bad idea.
What if it was even better, though? I mean, we'll
It
never
could have
know.
been, but we'll never know because
we're out of 24 now.
Yeah.
That bottle is gone.
So anyway,
I meant to bring the ancient age I found. There was a lot of it, too. And Angel's Envy's popping up
where did
everywhere.
you find? Well, I know the Angel Envy's popping up.
That was in Circleville, the ancient age.
Yeah.
I walked in, I was like, I'll just see what they have. Random day. Wasn't even their shipment day. And they had on the counter, they had an old granddad or whatever, 114. They had...
Which I'm not a fan of that.
Well, yeah, so they set that up there like it's special. I'm just like, that's pretty run-of-the-mill.
They
had Weller Special Reserve, so I grabbed a bottle of that because...
Yeah.
For what the price, I like it. And then I'm walking around, I'm just kind of looking, then I look down where the Ancient Age is always at. And there's like a full row of Ancient Age 10-star.
Wow.
And I went, well, I got to get at least a bottle of that. I haven't seen it in 3 years.
Yeah, for
legitimately,
$2.50, pick it up.
Right. It's my favorite cheap whiskey. Same mash bill as Blanton's. That and Benchmark, I can go back and forth on, but
I need to get some Benchmark.
I like AAA.
I need to get some cheap, just everyday cigars for friends that don't smoke cigars.
Acids. Drew Estate acids.
No, those are too expensive. I'm thinking like $25
So you want
for like a pack of 10 or a pack of 15.
So
Romeo and Julieta has some.
What you want to do is go down to Speedway.
No.
Get you the grape owls.
No.
And then let your friend smoke cardboard.
No.
Grape-flavored cardboard.
I'm not going to do that. So I do have a friend who, when I'm down in Florida, it's my brother-in-law's neighbor. He's avid cigar smoker.
Yeah, we've talked about him like twice on here already.
Yeah, I know. Well, he will not let the other neighbor smoke any of his good cigars because he won't smoke the cigar. He only smokes about half of it.
Yeah.
That's it. So Jack's like, no. And Dave is like, I hate these fucking things. They never taste any good and blah, blah, blah. Like, I leave a shitty taste in my mouth.
Then why are you smoking them?
And then Jack's like, it's because you don't smoke the whole thing. He's like, I'm not giving you my good cigars.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's just not happening. Well, the night before, Friday night? What was it today? Saturday? Thursday night.
Yeah.
Thursday night, I decided to have I missed my birthday cigar, which was Wednesday. Happy birthday to me. What?
Happy birthday to you.
So, had my birthday cigar Thursday night, sat out on the deck for 2 hours with one cigar.
Good.
Enjoyed the shit out of that.
Yeah, that's what it should
I
be.
was sending that was the night I was sending all the dark memes and the dark humor shit. I was all
blew
over the
up
place.
our thread.
Oh fuck yes, I did.
And I seriously went, he's not allowed to say anything to me ever again.
No, I can say whatever I want because I
was
do
doing
that
something.
once a. I may do that once a year.
just save 152 memes over the course of the year.
There wasn't saving them.
And
that was on
but
the
I'm saying
fly.
you should, when you see ones, you should save them all year round. Then on your birthday, just dump them.
That was on the fly. Like,
I forget what I was doing. I wasn't mad or anything, but my phone and my watch kept like burr, 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 burr. I was like you were rapid fire. I seriously went, is he even reading these?
Oh yeah.
Or do you just go somewhere to a meme page and hit share?
I am now a member of a very, very, very dark humor Facebook group.
I've told you I've left two, which is saying something because I laugh at most of it.
Oh, like all the ones I sent you were mild.
Yeah,
I didn't even get into the.
I know.
Like, although I'm upset with Mo, not that he hasn't been on the show. He asked me how much black pipe I needed, and asked him how much was in his pants, and he did not respond. Just glazed right over that.
That's because you sent 374 memes after.
No, this was. I think this may have been yesterday.
Well, I remember you sending it, but I don't know when. So anyway, last night JJ was in town, up from Florida.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he left early this morning. Otherwise, I would have had him come out. So he was really good friends with my buddy Zach. I met them both when they were going to OCU together.
Okay.
So I called Zach. He lives down in Jackson, right? So I called him up and said, hey, JJ's in town. He hasn't been up here since he moved to Florida like 3 years ago.
No, JJ has been on.
2
was
years
on our
ago.
show, and he was in Florida already.
Okay, so this is the second time he's been up since
at least 2
he moved.
years.
So anyway,
It was right before COVID.
Okay, so it's been a while. But anyway, I'm like, I'm going to surprise JJ and invite Zach. Well, long story short, JJ couldn't go up to Smoke Out, which was good because about the time we were leaving was when they posted, hey, we're sold out of half our stuff at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Speaking of, I'm ecstatic about that.
Oh, I love it. They're doing gangbusters up
They
there.
are. I'm hoping. I want it to continue for him. It needs to level off.
It will.
It will.
I mean, at this point, they're only 5 days in.
They are. They're 5 days in, and they're running out of food by 3:30.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, obviously they don't know what they're going to do, and you can't
predict.
You can't predict. You can't serve. I mean, you can't go in and go, okay, here's a brisket from yesterday. I'm serving this shit. That's just not how it works.
He's serving everything fresh.
I mean, you can serve it. It has to. I mean, it's barbecue. It has to be served. The macaroni and cheese, freeze that shit, bring it out.
They said that
whatever.
I don't know if you saw today. There was a line waiting when they got there today.
Yeah. Well,
they
and the
opened.
drive-thru's closed.
Yeah.
Which the drive-thru again, I think that should be a call ahead only.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think
it's
that
hard to do that kind of food through a drive-thru. It's not McDonald's.
It's not a McDonald's. I think that should be a call ahead only pickup. Chipotle does the same thing. You can they have drive-throughs. They are call ahead.
Yeah,
only.
some of them do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
or
I
order
think-
online, whatever.
I think that's the way that should be. That's my opinion, Derek. I love you.
He ain't gonna hear this unless you tell him.
I know.
Hey, we talked about you.
But
Great food, though, man.
the food is amazing, but he is running out of food at such a rapid pace.
Well, they were making until about 7 most nights, and then yesterday they were like 3:30. They were like,
We're out of this.
They still
we're out
had,
of this,
yeah,
we're out
they,
of
they were
this.
out of like 3 things already at 3:30 in the afternoon. So anyway, we went to Chipotle in Circleville.
How much? So his food's fantastic. That's not in question.
Right.
How much is he making, and how much are people buying at a time?
Right.
Like,
what he- I mean,
for him to run out of food 4.5 hours before he closes?
Mm-hmm.
People have got to be buying $300 and $400 worth of food.
And he said they prepped more food Friday than they had for Wednesday and Thursday.
Right.
Which they made it to at least 7 both those days.
Right. So
it's
people
like-
are buying
It's
like.
going nuts.
And Liz's response, she goes, "I hope that people don't get turned away or turned off from going there."
We talked about that's how my dad felt. Yeah.
Yeah, because they, I don't think that'll be the case.
I don't either.
I just think that things need to settle down. Like, yes, he is right now. He is making money hand over fist. He is making food hand over fist, and he can't keep up with the demand. But what I would hate to see is him over make food
And waste it all and lose money.
and waste it and lose money. So he's being upfront with everybody. It's like, oh, in an hour we're done. Like we're out of food, which I like. I like the idea of we're only making so much, and after that, we're done.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. It's not like any other restaurant.
It is not.
Because if you run
it's
out
not
of
like
brisket,
any-
you can't just microwave brisket.
No, and it's not like any other restaurant in Pickerington at this point, right?
No.
now. There is.
Is there anywhere in Columbus that does it that way?
Does what?
Slow smoke barbecue never sells any leftovers.
I don't know.
How Dickey's does it. I don't know how Smokeout does it. There's a place in the ghetto where I used to work. Fantastic barbecue.
There's a place in Lancaster. There's Bob's Backyard Barbecue, but I don't know how they do it either. I don't know if it's.
I don't know.
Derek has committed himself to fresh barbecue only.
Yeah.
No,
Which means you
no
have to
reheats.
prep hours in advance. He preps for the next day. He starts smoking
He
stuff.
is prepping 3 days prior to the day he's open.
Right, but he starts smoking it the day before. So it's my thing is when you run out of wings, he's not dropping wings on a deep fryer. He's smoking their wings.
But the wings, so to be honest, so things like the brisket, like pulled pork, that stuff.
The shredded chicken.
Yeah, even shredded chicken. Shredded chicken doesn't actually take that long. That stuff can be made throughout the day and served throughout the day.
But again, it's so hard to predict.
Well, I know.
And if you're not going to serve leftovers.
But brisket, pulled pork, things like that, those have to be. You can take them off the smoker and put them in a warmer.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long they would last in a warmer.
Right. Without getting all dried out.
Without drying out and everything else. Wings only take. You could do wings. You could smoke wings in 45 minutes. I've done it.
Right.
On a pellet grill. But
you've done it for your family, not for, hey, I don't know how many people are coming in.
Right.
It's
a different animal. But those things can be done. So if he's getting low on wings, like he's got, let's just say 100 servings of wings left. You put more wings up, in 45 minutes you got more wings.
He may not have the wings to put up.
Well, right, but
it's just going to take time for them to adjust.
There's things that can be made.
I'm super happy seeing that they're doing so well that they're even able to close early, because there's some people that stay open just hoping somebody else will walk in.
Right. Like Chinese restaurants.
As a matter of fact, they got that restaurant, that brick and mortar, because the restaurant before them failed.
Which is funny because, hold on. That restaurant before them failed because they were only open twice a week.
Oh, see, I didn't know anything about it, but either way, it's not there.
It's not there. So, it was a ramen noodle place.
Right.
They had weird hours, and they were only open like 2 or 3 times a week, like throughout the entire 7-day period, and it was only for a couple hours a day.
Yeah, that's never going to last.
You're not gonna make. You can't stay. You can't make money like that.
You might be able to pay your bills, maybe.
You can't break even like that.
Right.
I don't care who you are. You cannot break even staying open for lunch 3 times a week. Just for instance.
Speaking of restaurants, went somewhere new last night.
Oh, yeah?
Went in a restaurant. After Chipotle, JJ had to go back. Zach and I, my buddy from Jackson, I forgot a week ago he moved to Chillicothe. So he's like, hey, you want to go get a beer or something? I'm like, sure.
Oh, the old capital of Ohio.
Right. It is the old capital, the first capital.
The original capital.
And I said, hey, let's go down to Chillicothe. That way it's on your way home to Jackson. He goes, no, we moved last week. I told you that. And I said, no, you didn't. Well, by the end of the night, I did remember he asked me if I'd come over and help him paint. And I said, no, because I hate painting. I said, I'll help you with anything else.
I don't blame you.
I will not paint. I said, even when I tape off, I mess up. I don't paint. I'm bad at it. But anyway, so we went down, and he'd never been there, and I'd never been there, to Old Capitol Brewing. So I went in and got a flight.
Yeah. That's the shit you were sending on the... So for those that don't know, we have a group chat.
Yeah.
We also have the Buckhorn Lounge, but no one ever uses the Buckhorn Lounge, and there's only 5 members of the group chat. We should probably start using the Buckhorn Lounge.
That's actually a fair point.
Instead of the group chat. Instead of it just being the 5 of us who are the only ones ever on the show.
What if God was 5 of us?
Well, you be Jesus.
I would be
Christ.
4 of them.
It'd be 5 of them, technically.
It's like that meme the girl says to another girl, am I fat? And the girl's like, no, you're so beautiful. And then it's 2 guys and goes, am I fat? He goes, buddy, I have 5 fat friends and you're 4 of them.
And you're 4 of them. Yeah. No, I think we should start using the Buckhorn Lounge.
I'm down with that.
Instead of the group chat because now we have more members in there now. Like, people have accepted requests. So I think
I honestly forgot you set that up. And then I saw, like, Greg Wheeland accepted your request to Buckhorn Lounge. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a thing.
It's a thing.
Go to the Buckhorn Lounge on Facebook.
Well, I think I have it set. No, I think I have it set as public, but it's private viewing. So I think it's searchable.
Come view our privates. Request.
If you can't access it, send Randy a message, and he'll get a hold of me, and then I'll get you access.
There you go. That's the best way to do that.
Or just send a message to the Buckhorn Podcast on the Facebook page, and I'll get you access to it somehow.
So anyway.
But that's if you're actually listening. But
yeah.
I think everybody that really listens is part of the show.
Yeah, so, nope, my brother listens. Doesn't ever interact.
But I don't know that Kevin would appreciate anything that happens in there, because it is that...
Kevin, like, if Kevin was on the show, he'd sit here and laugh at us. But he wouldn't not talk.
He wouldn't talk.
Yeah. Like, he could come hang out, but he wouldn't even need a mic.
You know what? That would be fine. It would be almost like a live studio audience. Actually, we'll give him a mic, and I can start using him as a laugh track.
Be like the 90s.
Yeah.
Buckhorn Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
It's one guy.
It's just Kevin.
And I'd just layer his laugh over and over and over again and make our own laugh track out of it.
That'd be awesome.
It'd
be like 1,000... or like dub it like 100 times and just be like ha 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 ha. Sound like a diesel truck.
But so I want to start using that instead of using I love our group chat. We can keep that for us because we do talk about other shit in there.
Yeah, we do.
But we need to expand. We need to get better. I don't know what that's going to take. Like, social media is the worst way to fucking advertise.
But it's also the best.
No, it is positive.
What are you going to do, run a billboard?
No. But why I'm saying it's worse is every time. So I was listening to a guy that Mo sent me the video. I've seen his videos before. He runs like a how-to podcast.
Okay.
And I'll watch it occasionally, like get tips and stuff. But the one thing that stuck out was social media is the worst way to advertise your podcast because you're only posting out to
your friends and family
that are already following the podcast.
Unless you pay for a sponsored ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which our ads aren't going into the show, getting injected into the show like they're supposed to. So fuck you, Podbean, for that shit.
Oh yeah, we signed up for that.
We signed up for that, and they're not injecting ads into the show at the beginning and the end.
Podbean, inject into us.
I would love you to inject into Randy. But so
I got that donk-a-donk.
Yeah, you do.
I got that honky-tonk, but donk.
I think this prescription's working. The
ibuprofen and whiskey?
Yeah. Jesus. My shoulder's starting to feel better.
Just go take the narcotics Drink more whiskey. I mean, do it up Elvis style.
Well, the problem
Go
is
full on Johnny Cash with
the
it.
last time I did that, nothing happened.
Let's get barbiturates.
I've got fucking I've got Oxy
had
down
Oxy.
there. I've got Vicodins.
So my hernia surgery, they
Yeah.
give me Oxy, and they're like, don't drink while you're on Oxy.
okay.
And, of course, all my friends were like, dude, drink while you're on Oxy.
Drink while you're on Oxy.
I did it because I'm like, I'm not trying to. My thing is I've got an addictive personality,
Yes, you do.
and I was very concerned with the Oxy. And
My
me getting hooked.
scars hurt from that fucking movement. That shouldn't happen.
You want me to kiss and make it better?
No.
You've been so mean to me lately. I should come over and punch you in the shoulder. If I didn't think it would end our friendship, what little friendship we have,
I might find something to stab you with. It could be an Xbox controller.
you would find a way to prison shake me. And then you'd meet me in the showers.
Drop the soap, bitch.
So, oops. Like, that's not even soap. It was a bottle of
Doesn't
body
matter.
wash. I'm just sitting there slowly squirting it out and staring at you in the eyes.
And you're like, it counts.
Oh, no. Let me try to pick up this liquid shampoo.
Just picture you just. I
Let
just
me
picture
try
you
to-
like trying to scoop up water.
The Pantene Pro V off the bottom of the shower.
Anyway, all right. God damn it. I want to start using the Buckhorn Lounge.
All right, let's do it.
We need to do that. Keep in mind, folks, those that would be members, shit can get super dark in there. Maybe even playfully racist.
Playfully racist.
Because that's kind of what we do. Kinda. What we do. Anyway.
Oh, Patrick just messaged us.
Did he?
Give me 15. Just packing some gear away. Look what I'm about to reply. I just replied to him. Check that out.
You spelled shit wrong.
Packing some shit away.
Oh.
What?
Did I send that to you guys?
I don't know.
Or did I only send that to...
So you
certain
look for that.
people?
I'm going to continue my story about...
You do that.
So
and then the minute I find it, I'm going...
You're going to interrupt.
Oh, yes, I am.
We go to Old Capitol. I might have to take a crap. It just hit me.
Men are not strong enough to handle the sexual past of a woman they love. This is not a debate.
You did send that to us.
You misspelled. I was a cum dump depository, and no one will commit to me.
You did send that to us earlier today.
Just making sure.
Just let me just throw it back out there.
Let me go ahead. That's the type of stuff that could be in the lounge.
Mom, don't join Buckhorn Lounge.
Or the other 150
funny
that I
thing
sent out
is-
on Thursday night.
I can post stuff under the Buckhorn profile, and nobody will know if it's me or you.
That's fine.
And if somebody says something, be like, "No, Grandma, that was Martell. I'm trying to get him saved. I'm praying for him." I
The fact that your grandmother was listening, I
She
don't know.
wasn't.
No.
No.
But the fact that your
Mom
mom
told her
listens,
not
though,
to.
is...
I don't know if Mom's been listening since like she retired,
Well,
and
she
I don't know.
didn't. She didn't yell at you for
Dropping the F-bomb.
whatever F-bomb you dropped that I left in on purpose. I'm like, I'm leaving that in. That's a once in a 4-year opportunity right there. Anyway. So yeah, we're going to start using that. We're going to start using that, and
So I went to Old Capitol Brewing with my buddy Zach. Did a flight.
so I ate a beef stick today. And yesterday.
You want a beef nugget? I'm not going to call it a stick, but it's beefy.
No, these are ground, basically turkey.
That's not beef then.
Little turkey sticks.
Turkeys. I hate some turkey cocks.
They're pretty tasty.
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah.
I gobbled some turkey penis. So I went to Old Capitol.
Yeah, did you know I
Brewing.
got some Funko Pops today?
You did new ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, not since last show. I just wanted to point
I
out the
know.
ones that I got from
I
last
know
show.
you just wanted to interrupt, and that was the first thing you thought of. But anyway, they're in Chillicothe. I tried it. One was called Tin Cup,
Yeah.
but it was
There's a whiskey, a tin cup whiskey.
yeah, or Tin Cap. Sorry, it's Tin Cap.
Oh.
It was
It's not very good,
It was amazing.
apparently. Well, the whiskey.
Oh yeah, Tin Cup. I have not heard great things, but this Tin Cap.
So my brother-in-law was out on the range down in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're firing off missiles. And he sent me videos, and it is
Was
glorious.
it a beef missile?
No. They're like
A meat missile?
ground-to-air defense missiles. They were
That's
just doing
awesome.
some testing out on the range.
And then we found an axe throwing place by accident
Yeah.
because we were walking from
In
Old
downtown?
Capitol in Texas.
Yeah.
We were walking from Old Capitol. Well, so leaving Zach's house, we go into town, Chillicothe. We turn in at the courthouse. There's a bunch of protesters because Roe v. Wade and all that.
Yeah, which
Don't. I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Don't. Don't.
So we're not going to.
Good. So we
But-
drive past them in park and get out, and there's 3 girls are walking past us.
I mean,
probably mid-20s.
I really love it when Liz is barefoot and pregnant
they
in
said,
the kitchen.
with a 12 gauge and a Marlboro in her
And
mouth.
a Marlboro and a baby on her hip.
And a Boosh light.
And then I tell her what to do.
So anyway, I just try to picture Liz like that, and it doesn't fit at all.
It does nowhere
all.
near.
Anyway,
Not even close.
these 3
Even
middle,
when we had like a 4-year-old, she wasn't holding her.
she rejected her baby like a mama bird.
Get out the nest.
Just kicked her out of the back door. Go find your own worms.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, and we're like, hey. And then one of them was like bold enough to say, hey, what are you guys doing in about an hour? And we were like, I don't know.
Circle jerk, probably. But
And, yeah, I was like, we're going to go find a seedy place down here and snort some marijuana and drink a cocaine and,
I prefer to drink a cocaine.
see if we can
and
find a
snort a barbiturate.
transvestite. So
Snort some
in Chillicothe,
peyote.
Ohio. But they were like, and my buddy Zach's really humble, kind. Also, one of the funniest. Now that he lives, long story short,
Bring him on the show.
he will be, because I found out he moved to Chillicothe, and he's not in Jackson anymore. He'll be on the show.
Yeah, it's only like a 15-minute difference.
Yeah, so he can drive up here, ride with me. But anyway, I wanted to have him on today, but he was busy. 8 out of 10.
It's not my best.
No, but that was good.
It was good. The fart
Yeah.
was better.
I mean,
I don't give a shit.
farts
today.
are really just butt burps.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, what kind of music? She goes,
Did you see
we're
the
from
Biden
Michigan, and we
signed a
travel
new
all
bill
over.
today for
And
gun reform?
I said, no, what kind of
It's
music?
for people from 18 to like 25.
And no, I didn't, because Biden sucks.
But I mean, he fell off a bike.
I'm going to
so
hit your shoulder.
I fucking hate him.
But I'm standing like this, so she can't really see my tattoos. And I said, no, what kind of
Oh,
music
your
do you play?
Arabic tattoos you have around
Yeah.
your wrists?
And she said,
They
worship
say,
music.
oh, la, 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 la.
And I said, absolutely not. We will not be there.
Where was this at?
I'm going to hit your shoulder. Probably when I'm in my truck driving away, I'm going to reach out and smack you.
Oh.
That way I can punch and you can't kill me.
God, I hope you hit me with your love sausage.
It ain't big enough. It's smaller than that horsefly that bit you. You thought that was a horsefly. It was really me just walking up behind you.
I'm like, ah!
You had your shirt off, and I was like,
Like, fuck.
Felt like a needle poke
Oh,
in me.
my shoulder's feeling better, by the way. I just
Whiskey's good for you.
don't want to put my arm down.
But anyway, they said worship, and Zach knows me well enough that he knows I'm going to mess with people. And I was
They
like,
said worship?
worship music, yeah.
Oh.
I know I say
Jehovah's?
things weird. Yeah. They were
I
Mormon.
love fucking with Jehovah's.
No. But they
Especially
said
when they show up in their goddamn Mercedes in my driveway.
when Mom and Dad first built their house, shortly after, a Jehovah's Witness church was built at 22 and 104, the intersection.
Yeah.
And my folks live out that way, but it's not real close. All brick church, no windows, solid metal doors. And I'm like,
No clocks inside. It's like
that's
Vegas casinos.
That's yeah, right. You don't know that you've been there
You
for
have
3
no
days.
idea how long you've been there.
But
and
we're
they're
sitting
serving
there,
alcohol.
And this is when I had our German Shepherd Malamute mix,
Yeah.
one brown eye, one blue eye, loose. Never change him up.
He was loose.
He was loosey-goosey. But we had the garage door open. He'd stay in the garage, had a bed in there.
Yeah.
Hated being inside. Hated it. And one summer day, sure enough, here they come. Started up our driveway. Smokey walks out, looks down the driveway, and Dad and I happen to be out there. Those mofos backed out and never came back. They're like, that's a big
Good.
dog, and he ain't on a leash. And I said, yep, you're not welcome here.
Good. So I will never persecute anybody for the religion that they believe in.
I will.
Ever.
I'm kidding, I won't.
I will not. Although,
Except Buddhists.
don't show up at my house because it will not be tolerated.
You are welcome to practice what you preach elsewhere.
Somewhere else.
Yeah. So I was at Chillicothe last night with my buddy Zach. He just moved up to Chillicothe.
Well, the
from
last set
Jackson.
of the Jehovah's that showed up here showed up in a Mercedes.
I know. You talked about that, too.
A Mercedes minivan. Of all fucking things. Like, you could have just bought a Chrysler, which isn't around anymore, but that would have been great.
America.
Or, a Dodge, or,
A Honda Odyssey.
something. But
A 1995 Dodge Caravan with the wood panels.
Oh, I had one of those in white. Iconic. I just kind of wish they would have pulled up in like,
A horse and buggy.
No, that's Amish in Mennonites, which I have no issues with them either.
I do.
But a Mercedes minivan, like a full-blown minivan, not a Sprinter,
Not a half.
not like a G-Wagon.
You just said a full-blown minivan. What else would it be?
Well, they have like the Highlander looks like a fucking minivan. I'm going to be honest. It's a glorified minivan.
Okay.
It's got 4 doors, and it's instead of the sliding doors on it.
You know what? We need to bring back 3-door minivans.
We need to bring back the K car and the turbocharged minivan.
Oh, yeah. I was about to mention the turbocharged, but I didn't want to interrupt because I'm not rude like you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I
Shut up. I don't care.
Done nothing but interrupt you this entire time.
I know. So I went to Chillicothe, and these girls thought I said worship, and so I said no.
But what was the denomination, did they say? Or they
No.
like...
If you'd let me finish. I know you're waiting to interrupt again. I can see it on your face. But I said absolutely not. And they go, why? And I said, because I don't believe in that crap. Knowing Zach knows full well I play at our church from time to time.
Well, yeah.
You know that. Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
And I said, no, I don't get down with that. Well, why not? I said, because. I said, first off, it's terrible music. None of the artists are good. They all try to act like the secular counterparts, and they're full of themselves. They want to be pop stars. What is that?
God damn it.
What did you do?
Spilled my whiskey.
You spilled your whiskey. Your headphones are on. Are you leaving? Am I going to have to sing again?
Maybe.
She's got them apple bottom jeans. Something else. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. All of you other brothers, you cannot deny. When a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist, she puts that big old round thing in your face, and you get sprung.
This sounds like Dick Cheese singing.
It does. Richard Cheddar.
Richard Cheese.
Anyway, I messed with them, and then I was like, yeah, no, we're cool, and they were cool, and we were cool, and then we went to Old Capitol Brewing, and I tried a flight, and it was good, except for that one that I bought you for your birthday. But I think you'll like it because it's a sour one. I hope you like it. And then we were going to walk to 50 West and found an axe throwing place, and I'd never done that. Is Patrick on? Don't shrug your shoulders at me, your broke shoulders.
My shoulders are broke. What's up, Patrick?
Good evening, gents. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm suffering right now. Big time.
He's being a baby.
Well, there's that too.
Randy, what are you drinking? Marcel's Tears?
Yes.
You say Bartell's Piss? I couldn't hear him.
Martell's Tears.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am.
Actually, we're having a bit of a blended whiskey that I made.
That you
Ooh,
made.
look at that. Randy can't see you, but what is that, Brewdog?
Yeah.
Ah, I can tell by the can. I like it. What is that? Oh, we don't have that one.
One of the new ones. Tastes pretty good.
Oh, nice. I just had the, I'm looking for, they have a double Elvis juice that I want.
I'm not a big fan of their Elvis juice. It was so hyped. That's all I heard about for so long. When I tried it, I went, it's not that great.
It's...
What you want is you want Hazy Jane and orange juice.
Hazy Jane and orange
I was going to
juice.
say, I did try the Hazy Jane, and I like that okay.
I'm going to write that shit down.
But I did not try the orange juice. I did have
Hazy Jane and orange juice. It's like a man version of a mimosa.
Now, I did last night at 50 West. After we did the axe throw, and we went to 50 West. Sorry, Patrick, you're mid combo here.
Well, but he's on the group chat. He saw all the
he saw the flights.
He saw the shitty mimosa that you sent over.
Well, I was going to say one of the ones I had. They have beer tails, like cocktails, obviously, and I'd never had one. They have one called the John Daly, like the Arnold Palmer, but it's made with spiked lemon. And he said, "Oh, just your John Daly." No, it was actually quite nice. It was a. Why does Patrick get on, then all of a sudden, for the first time in my life, say, it was actually quite nice?
You start stuttering and speaking
Good
British.
on you, old chap, but with an American accent.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a spiked lemonade with tea. It was really good. And then I did have that pineapple mimosa, which was fantastic, actually.
I need to make a pineapple jalapeno margaritas.
Deviled egg.
What? Look at
I was taking a bit. Say jalapeno deviled eggs.
well, the jalapenos,
Jalapenos?
Jalapenos, yeah.
You hate Mexicans?
Well, I mean, I really love some quesadillas too with the jalapenos.
That's pronounced quesadilla.
Whatever. I mean, everybody has their own version of it.
It depends on what region you're from.
Yeah. It's like, in the South, even Pepsi is called Coke.
Everything's a Coke.
Everything's a Coke.
What kind of Coke would you like? Sprite?
Sprite. I want a Coke Sprite.
What's that Coke you like? Cane?
Funny you mentioned that, because we were just talking.
So when are you coming back over?
I don't know. I'm supposed to be going to Scottsdale, Arizona, to see Jason and Trophy Wife in August, but I'm not sure because at the moment flights are pretty damn expensive.
Oh, they're sketchy as hell too. Like my sister was trying to get from Florida to
Are
Ohio.
you going to have to scratch this?
No, this one I won't have to. She's trying to get from Florida to Ohio. Her flight, they canceled. So she booked her flights like weeks in advance. So she booked her flight from Orlando to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
They scrapped the flight to Pittsburgh. So she's on the flight, and they canceled the flight. They canceled her flight to Pittsburgh mid-flight. So she's going to Atlanta, and she gets to Atlanta, and they're like, yeah, your flight's canceled to Pittsburgh. She's like, what the fuck? So now she's got to try to figure out...
Which Atlanta's a non-flight from Florida.
Right. It's like she could have fucking driven there in 5
Right.
hours in the same time that she had gotten up and gotten everything ready, and she could have just been to Atlanta. So then she had to fly. She's flying to Columbus, and then from Columbus, she's renting a car and driving to Pittsburgh because it's a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
And then she's like, why the fuck? They didn't have any
Anything
staff.
done.
So what the airlines are doing now is they're booking all these flights up, and they're taking people's money, and then the day of, they're canceling flights.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then
it's not too bad with international, but it's not great.
I will say within the continental U.S., it is a fucking disaster.
I'm too poor to fly, so I wouldn't
just
know.
even watching some of the news and hearing the reports
I
and
don't
everything
watch
else
the
that's
news.
going on. Well, you just get on Instagram. You'll see people that are.
Hey, Patrick,
bitching
speaking
about
of the
it.
news, how do you feel about Roe versus Wade getting returned to the U.S.?
Well, I was just going to say, how was life back in 1948?
I mean, as a white male minority, it's fine.
White minority? Because I want to be the minority. Oh, wait, they're Canadian.
Yeah, well,
No, we specifically, it almost got mentioned earlier, and we decided not to even talk about it. I plead the
Well,
fifth.
you'll probably get blacklisted from everything if you say it's bad, if you say it's good. It's just
That's it. No matter what you say,
no matter what you
somebody's going to
say,
hate
someone's going to fucking hate you. So, I will say
hey,
my
I'm-
thought on it is I have no thought. Like it is, no one should
I can
ever
say-
tell anybody what they can do with
you.
their
The
body.
U.S. government should
I mean,
not
look at
deal-
Randy. He
True.
eats McDonald's every day.
Oh, ugh. No way.
I'm,
Wendy's.
as I'm not in the country, I can cause as much controversy as you like. No white guys, or no guys should
No.
be telling women what they can and can't do with their bodies.
No guys at all.
Here's my thought on it, Patrick, and this is the only thing I'll say on it. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with anybody else. I'm just going to say my piece. The U.S. government, any government really, but since it's our country here, the U.S. government should not be involved in morality issues.
Correct.
They should not be able to tell somebody what they can and can't do. They should not be able to tell somebody who they can marry. They should not be able to tell somebody what religion they can practice so long as that person is not hurting anybody else.
Now I'm going to throw a giant screwball into the middle of this.
Ooh, screwball sounds
Yes,
good.
doesn't it? I have some downstairs.
Uh-oh.
So the Roe versus Wade, that's at a federal level. Them turning it down puts it at a state level and allows for us, it allows each state to dictate
Right.
what that's going to be. That is to say that I don't necessarily believe this, or I'm just saying it out loud, that it does not set us back 50 years. It puts the requirement of whatever an abortion is and what Roe versus Wade controlled prior to this only at the state level and not the federal level, so each state can dictate how that's going to work. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. I don't think even at the state level they should have the say on whether someone should get an abortion or not.
Right. Well, and let's
But
be
that's
honest.
what this does. That, like, top level, that is exactly what it does.
Yeah, it does.
It's not a step back 50 years like everybody, like the mainstream media would say. It just puts it at the
And
state
what you're
level.
going to find is more division amongst red and blue states.
That is exactly what
Which
it
is
is.
terrible for us.
Terrible. It's fucking awful.
So, anyway,
It's the worst
I don't
goddamn
want to
thing.
talk politics all day, but Patrick, did you have something to say?
This isn't politics.
Yeah, it is.
It's life.
Your system's fucked.
But-
Well, I want to talk about Monopoly then, or sorry, Chutes and Ladders.
Oh, I might have that. Hold on.
Okay, well, they're two totally different games.
Right.
I've got Monopoly, Sorry, Clue, and Payday up there
Oh, Payday. That's an
from
old
the
one.
1980s.
That's an old
They're
one.
all from the 80s.
Speaking of 80s, I was listening to one of my true crime podcasts, and they did Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh,
Heard a lot about East Liverpool.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to way more depth than we even did.
So East Liverpool is east of Liverpool, England.
So far east, it's west.
Yeah, that's why it's named East Liverpool. That's where it's one of the places I grew up, Patrick, in Ohio.
Okay.
I can't see Patrick's face, but I saw Patrick's face in my head when he said that.
Let me go ahead and give you a rundown of what it was.
Yeah, exactly. I do have Patrick's on just in time for me to get into these articles, though.
Yeah. So, well, hold on. Patrick was going to say something, and then you've derailed him
I
like
asked
14 times.
twice if he had something to say, and then you talked about games. Don't put that evil on me,
Well,
Ricky
no,
Bobby.
I actually gave my my assessment on it, but you spoke over me, so
Yeah, that happens.
I just said your system's fucked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we agree.
Oh no, I absolutely agree.
We're not so
On that-
treasonous on
on
that.
that
We
note,
agree with you.
And on that note, we'll change subject.
Yeah,
Now,
you're right. It is screwed up.
Now they did, again, I mentioned it earlier, they did that dumb shit that fell off his bike who runs our government. He signed in a new law today for gun ownership, which
I have not read up on this one.
I haven't read the whole thing, but it's more it doesn't affect you or I.
Because we're
it-
white men.
No, because
Oh.
we're older than 25.
Okay.
It only affects 18 to 25-year-olds and how and when they can buy guns.
I'm okay. I shouldn't say I'm okay with it. I need to study it, but I'm fine with better
I'm fine
background checks.
yeah.
With better
Mental
controlling
health.
who can buy it, but this day and age, you cannot ban guns.
No.
Criminals
Not
are going to
in
get
the
guns.
U.S.
People are 3D printing parts and building guns.
Yeah, not in the U.S. You can't, and that's legal, by the way.
I know.
That's already been deemed as legal.
I know.
Not in the U.S. In the U.K., you can ban all the guns you want.
I was waiting.
They're already banned.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
know.
we can own certain guns. You just have to have you have to apply for a license, which takes a couple of days. You have to get screening and police check to make sure you're mentally capable of owning a gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also have to prove that you can secure it properly.
But that's
Yeah,
not. That's primarily for hunting, though. Correct?
Yeah. It is primarily, basically, it's purely for hunting, because we don't generally walk down to primary schools and high schools and start shooting guns.
Well, no, those are the mentally ill in the U.S. that
Well, I
do
was going to
shit.
say that is.
Yeah, they're all.
I'm
able to still legally buy guns.
He's breaking up real bad in my headphones. Is that just me?
No, it's just you.
You're hearing him fine?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure the
Well,
recording's good because I
it's
like
his
what Patrick has to
accent.
say. It's not his accent. Playfully racist. Wait, he's white
That's
too.
not racist. Anyway,
I did watch something with Ricky Gervais recently, and he's hilarious.
Ricky's funny.
It was comedians in cars getting coffee. Loved it.
I am all for. I am absolutely all for a mental background check. Like,
I was going to say the biggest issue. People say we need to ban guns. I'm not
like
as somebody who does.
You got one on you right now.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Nope, not today.
Okay.
I have.
Yeah, I mean,
Patrick's seen it.
You typically carry.
Yeah, I
with you
typically
when-
do. I'm not today, which just proves that.
He holsters it. He holsters it under his tip.
Yeah.
No, no, I don't. Unfortunately, my tits aren't as big as my belly. I keister it. I put it in my prison purse, and that way, if I need to, I can just kind of do a Kegel and fire right from the hip.
Honestly, you could probably get a sawed-off shotgun under the belly. That would be legal.
Yeah.
That would be. It's concealed.
Yeah, I
Because
could.
we could, and now we can open.
But it's America, so I'll get an AR-15 pistol and put it under my belly.
There's that too.
He said under the tit.
Yeah, because it's always needed.
Which an AR-15 and what the military uses are two different rifles. Just to be clear,
Well, yeah.
one is semi-automatic and one is automatic. We are not allowed to own automatic weapons.
right legally.
No, but you can people buy the modification kits to make them into that.
Yep, they do.
There's bump stops that you can get,
Which proves that laws do not stop criminals from doing that crap.
and criminals.
But the biggest issue that we have in this country, along with our health care, is our mental health care. I was talking with a buddy about this. It was so taboo for our generation, Martel. Patrick, he's like, I don't know, 64. But for our generation,
wow.
I don't know. Patrick, how old are you?
What do you want?
Okay, so same generation pretty much. We're all
Yeah.
the same age.
I just turned 40.
But in America, at least, yeah, you're so old.
I know. I feel like I go to bed at 8:30.
Hey, don't joke about it. I actually do.
Yeah, I know you do.
Well, but you're also up at 4:30.
Yeah, I get up at 5.
See, yeah, I don't get up till 7.
I don't get up until like 9.
It's because you stay up till fucking
3, 4. Yeah. But in our country, it was always so taboo. Like, if somebody had any kind of mental health issues, it was kind of like, let's brush it under the rug. Don't tell anybody. If you have to have a therapist or need medication, there's something wrong with you, and you
Yeah.
kind of got looked down on for years.
Yeah.
For our whole country's history.
I still won't go
It's
see a
just
therapist.
now starting to change to where,
It's not a your country thing. It's a guy thing.
Yeah.
okay, that's what I'm kind of asking, because I obviously only experienced America. So then it's a guy thing. That's fair. But all these sickos...
I am batshit crazy.
No, you're not. You're the fun kind of crazy,
Well, that doesn't mean I'm not batshit crazy.
but you're not going to go shoot up a school.
No.
So you're not batshit crazy.
But I'm batshit fun crazy.
Okay, fair. That's where we'll draw the line.
I mean,
if you got to get that technical.
I mean, I've got super fucking ADD.
You're not crazy to the point where
But
you're
I'm not
bipolar.
insane.
You're having voices tell you
No, no.
stuff.
There's two different types of crazy.
Right.
Like,
there's fun crazy.
There's fun crazy.
And there's crazy crazy.
And there's shoot up schools crazy. I'm not
Right.
shoot up schools crazy. I'm like ADD.
I'm like shoot up a mall crazy.
I'm like, you know,
Shoot up a
I'm
movie theater.
fucking insane. I won't shake people's hands. Like
Did you just about knock your whiskey over?
no,
again?
I'm
Oh,
holding
okay.
it. I'm holding it. I just kind of slammed it down and.
All right. So anyway, let's
But
get
I'm
off
just,
of this.
I'm a goddamn nut job.
Let's get back to having fun with your nuts.
Let's have fun with Patrick's nuts. Show us your nuts. I'm the only one who can see him. Randy's not even on the camera.
Patrick's thankful for that.
Nobody apart from me has seen my nuts in a while.
Oh well.
I haven't even seen my nuts in a
As I
while.
say,
so-
Randy can say the same.
Nobody apart from me and Amir have seen my nuts in a
So
while.
you should come out in October because I think
Pumpkin show.
No, I was going to say the three of us, excluding Randy and Jason, Moe, and I, may try to do Indy again.
Okay.
We'll come in August and then come in October. I mean, do both.
Can you come twice?
I'm not made of money.
Are you sure?
I might win the lottery tonight. So in that case, yeah, see that.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
hoping. I mean,
Yeah.
you win the lottery, I win the lottery. We'll win the lottery together. I got a car. I got a ticket.
Good luck to you. I hope you do win.
I'll go and buy an expensive suite at the Indianapolis Raceway so I can urinate on Stacy from above.
He's going to buy an American car after he wins the lottery.
No, he ain't. he's gonna buy a Lincoln like mine after he wins the lottery.
He's going to buy a 1972 Lincoln Continental.
Oh, mine's a 78.
Well,
Mine's a Mark 5. That's a Mark 4.
No, probably not.
You don't want a big ass car like land yacht like that?
No, to be honest, I'd probably just keep the one I got because then I don't care if I dent it. Then, yeah, just leave it outside pubs and don't give a shit.
See,
If you win the lottery, you could do that with any car.
Well, right.
I mean,
You
depending
could do
on
that with depending on what the price was.
But but I'd have a nice car as well. I'd have a daily runner, which is the one I've got, and then I'd get a nice car.
And then you'd have a Mercedes
fun
GT
car.
AMG.
No, probably a Porsche Carrera.
That's a good one.
That's it. See, and
I won't fit in one of those, but yeah, that's a good car.
I'm a little disappointed that you called it a Porsche, though,
Trying to hold back my laughter.
because it's really it's Porsche.
Us Europeans use the actual European name, not the fake name that the Americans give everything.
It's not a fake name. It's how
Hey,
they pronounce
listen.
it in Germany.
Listen, he's British. He's
He
going to
is.
steal it and claim it as his own.
I mean, he
It
can
doesn't matter.
he
He's
can
going to say
hop on
no
a train,
Italy.
cross 2 countries, and be in Germany.
He's going to say no Italy, no Germany. You don't know how to name your cars. We're going to name them for you.
I mean, it's in the U.S. it's Jaguar, and in the U.K. it's Jaguar.
Jaguar.
It's Jaguar.
Yeah, see, that's what I said.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Like the animal it's named after.
Yeah, Jaguar.
I was watching that Comedians in Cars getting coffee. It's Jerry Seinfeld and Ricky Gervais on that episode.
Is it Gervais or Gervais? Gervais.
Don't care.
Is it Jarvis? Ricky Jarvis.
Gervais.
It was very French of him. But he said something.
His name is Ricky Gervais.
Okay, so Ricky Gervais
Yes.
was talking about homeless people, and he said, he cracked me up. He said, you know who the homeless people have to hate the most? Campers. Because they got to look at them and go, oh, you're doing this for fun? This is my life. And he said, people of poverty. Jerry Kidder, he's like, did you say poverty? He said, yes, poverty. And he said, it's poverty. You don't get to stop and cancel 3 letters of a word.
Right. There's a T in there.
Oh, they were killing me. He's so funny. Both of them are. But anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't know. I got you off track.
So I went to Chillicothe last night.
Completely derailed you.
Got 7 bullseyes.
That was for Jason.
That completely derailed you?
Yep. Because you derailed his Vegas
I
conversation.
completely railed his Vegas conversation. I railed him.
Either way. But so how are things over there right now? Like weather-wise, everything else?
Beautiful. It's like 20, 21 degrees.
Yeah?
What's that in freedom units?
About 80.
Too hot.
Probably about 5 million.
I mean, it's about 87 today.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
too hot.
It's pretty mid-80s. Quite nicely today.
Yeah. That's what had the girls out mowing.
85 right now.
Yeah.
Feels like 85.
By the girls, I mean my wife and my oldest child mowing the yard.
When I say the girls, I just mean my boobs.
Well, we know.
My moobies.
We know. They mowed the yard. I moved some bricks. Got injured. Patrick missed all that. I was in severe pain earlier
That's okay,
today.
because now that he's on this, he'll listen back.
Yeah, he'll listen to this show. We'll get one download for the UK, and it won't be polluting.
Polluting?
It's not me either. I don't download it and listen to it. Although I'm on this week, so I might do.
Well, that's what Randy was saying. He's like Randy. Or,
Well, that's like you always talk about how many downloads we get, but people I stream it. I set mine to where it won't download.
That counts.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
It does.
I believe we have more listeners than we have downloads.
Oh, I'm sure we have more listeners than downloads because at one point it was playing through Facebook. Like you could just be on Facebook and it would play through Facebook, but that didn't count as a stream.
Yeah.
Counts as a download.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, you don't have to. It
Because
does.
I'm too poor to buy it.
But it's free.
This one's free. It's on me.
Anyway, Jason's getting ready to race today. That's exciting.
I hope he wins.
Jason wanted us to talk about racing today.
I mean, it's at a county fair against a bunch of kids.
We can talk about racing if you want.
Randy loves it when we talk about racing.
I'll just start playing games on my phone and get on Facebook.
I was going to say our previous race team still tanking, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that I don't. I feel bad for our friend who is the driver for the team because he's well.
I don't. He had the option to go with some people who are actually going to really look after him.
He did.
Chose a different option. So
he did, and well, I would say the previous race team is tanking significantly, but the team that he moved to,
the previous race team doesn't have a drive.
Well, no, they don't have shit anymore. They're not even an SRO at this point, but
then they're going to do the occasional race. I spoke to Brandon, spoke to Bradley.
Yeah,
they're going to do the occasional race, but they've got nothing. They're nothing permanent. But then it's like all the things that Jason said we were going to do for Jeff. They said that they weren't really interested in it, and now all of a sudden some of them are starting to appear.
Well, what's funny is I sent Jason a message, and I'm like, hey, Jeff has an Instagram account. He's like, yeah, his daughter set it up for him. I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, we were going to do that, and they told us no.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the instances of shit that, you guys were going to do for him to take care of him, and now he has this own thing. But, I mean, Zalus as a team, fuck them. Yeah. I mean, the fact that they lost to Jeff at Indy, they came in second to Jeff, and I'm just like, and then he went to that team, and I'm just like, you know what? It's just a bunch of dickheads over there anyway. Like, I don't.
He was beating Harwood, and he was beating the other guy who's got his own slogan and things like that. Well, Lions or Sheep, that guy.
Yeah. Sean Whalen.
He was beating those guys consistently, and from what I've seen now, he's not. So,
well, that says a lot. I mean, if you go in, a year prior whooping the shit out of people, and then you move to the team that they're on, and now you're not beating them, that's a problem. As far as I'm concerned, this isn't like, oh, hey, let so-and-so pass so we can get the point because they're a better driver than you. Jeff's a hell of a driver. He shouldn't be getting beat by anybody on that team.
He was beating people that weren't in his class. Because obviously he's in the Masters category and things like that. He was beating the young guys.
Yeah. They're
going to Watkins Glen, and they won't have that.
You're breaking up on me, Patrick. I can't hear anything you're saying. I didn't catch any of that. Nothing. Nope. Yeah, we lost Patrick.
He gone?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah,
there we go.
I'm back. Yeah,
right.
He was beating everyone, but he won Watkins Glen. He won the whole thing last year, and that car will be set up nowhere close to it. As much as our engineer was not the best, he did a really good job at the Watkins Glen weekend. Got that car set up just right, and it flew, absolutely flew.
Well,
it's one of the things I found really frustrating. We were a group of people who were looking to do as much as we could to help somebody, and we just got basically told no.
Right. Well, that's why part of the reason why Jason just walked away is just like, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing this shit with you guys. I'm not going to deal with this shit. And
did I ever tell you the conversation I had with the team manager, the head of Zealous Racing?
No, not at Zalus. No, I don't think so.
His name is Ty Isaacs.
Yeah, it's called. His name is Ty, but it's spelled like a thigh, like your thigh bone.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking douchebag?
I had a conversation with him, which if you think that's the douchebag way, just wait until you hear the conversation. So, Jason, this is at the time when Jason was still involved. Jason said, I spoke to Ty. Ty's really keen to get you involved. So I dropped Ty a message, and Ty said, yeah, really keen. to get you involved. We'll set up a conversation. We'll set up a call, and we'll have a chat through what we're going to do. And in this time, then Jason had said, "No, I'm out," because he was getting pushed from pillar to post. And a month and a half had gone past, and I still hadn't heard back from Ty. And I was on a skiing holiday in France, so therefore I was probably about 10 beers deep. And I sent him a message saying, for someone who's really keen to get me involved, you've not bothered to even acknowledge a reply or call me back in a month and a half.
Right.
So and immediately, literally, like 30 seconds later, my phone rings. And he's like, "Oh, I don't think that's a really good attitude to have." And I was like, "Mate, without being funny, you've left me hanging on for a month and a half in limbo. What am I supposed to do? You're either keen to get me involved, well, in that case, you'll make the time, you'll have the phone call, and you'll see if you want me involved. You don't just leave someone for a month and a half and then think, as an afterthought, oh, yeah, we will get him involved." I said, that's not really good management. That's fucking terrible management. And quite frankly, the way you've dealt with this and the way you then picked up the phone and said, "That's not a really good attitude to me," tells me, I don't want to work for you, mate. So you go fuck yourself.
That's a good conversation to have. I mean, but it's the same shit. I mean, that is somewhat similar to the conversation that Jason had with him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, well, they don't know you, they don't trust you, they don't think that you've got the best interest for the team. You're trying to take Ty's position. Jason could give a shit about Ty's position.
If I win enough money in the lottery, I will set up a customer rating team in America that will be whistles and bells on everything, and I will quite happily take on anyone and take them to the top just to take a piss on Zealous Racing.
If I win the lottery, you and I can meet up, and we'll just put money just towards beating them.
I'd go ahead and I would sponsor another team.
Fuck yeah.
I'd just go, right, fuck it. You? Right, how much is it going to cost for you to get good?
I'd find a homeless guy in the street that can drive.
Yeah, and do it.
And just do it.
Just to take a piss on them. Because, yeah. But I honestly think, having seen some of the things that comes out on social media through, I don't know if it's Jeff's social media or maybe his daughter's.
I think it's his daughter running it.
I know it's Jessica running it, but I know it was Jess. Actually, it was on her account or the dad's account. It's like, oh, this and that, and she's talking about her fiance was in helping the team. And he's like, oh, that's because the team works it together. I said, no, that's because you don't have enough fucking staff.
Right. I mean,
so she's like, oh, this and that, get together, this and that. Shut up. Just like, oh, mate, shut up.
They could have had three of the best people on that team working for Jeff. You, Jason, and Mike, or Brandon, or both, maybe four.
Both.
I mean, yeah. It could have been one hell of a team for Jeff working under Zalus, but they decided to be cocks about the whole thing.
Yep.
You're breaking up again. That's all right. No, it's fine. Randy's playing games on his phone. He completely checked out.
No, I'm reading messages. Yeah, I've heard a word you guys have said since you said, let's talk racing.
Why don't you just learn the racing thing and then you can have a conversation?
Because I'm not interested in it.
Why?
Why don't you learn crochet?
I want to learn crochet.
Why don't you learn pinochle?
I would play that. Yeah.
Cool. Sorry about that. My laptop and my Bluetooth link is being a dick.
No, that's fine.
That sounds way better.
But yeah, and I've got everyone's out of the house, so I can just have my laptop playing now, so it's fine.
Yeah, so I can say fuck.
But yeah, so Jeff is basically paying for the refurbishment of Zealous Motorsports workshop and their facility.
Oh yeah,
they don't have their own set team, and he doesn't have his own engineer. Zealous Racing, in general, don't have an engineer.
No, but they didn't hide the fact that Jeff was going to end up paying for everything. They were like, oh, it comes out of this garage in Utah, and it's just some guy's custom, like, automotive garage. Like
Yeah.
he just does, some vinyl graphics here and some upgrades there to, Lamborghinis and some other shit, but it's not a race garage. And
But,
Jeff
yeah,
coming on the team and the amount of money that he makes through his lumber company is just paying for everything.
Yep.
It's horseshit. They're exploiting the shit out of him, and then once they get everything, they're just going to fucking kick his ass to the curb.
Yep.
So, I mean, and all Jeff cares about is driving his car. So
Jeff wants to drive his car. The thing is, he wants to go and do IMSA. He wants to bin SRO. He was talking about wanting to bin SRO off and do IMSA anyway. So
he probably should have stuck with Jason then. I mean, I don't know
Yep.
if Jason's talked to him or not because I haven't talked to Jason about it, and I haven't asked Jason if he's talked to Jeff. But other than saying, "Hey, Jeff has an Instagram account now," and he's like, "Yeah, whatever. It's it's his daughter." But I haven't. I don't know that Jeff and Jason have talked since the end of the season, end of last season.
I wouldn't have talked to. Must have been what? He was still talking December because obviously we were in because Jeff was like, I'm bringing Jason onto the thing and that, and then it all broke down.
Yeah.
So.
And to be clear, just so the listeners know, it wasn't the breakdown between Jeff and Jason. It was a breakdown between Zalus and Jason.
Yeah.
It was Jeff wanted to bring Jason, and Zalus was like, he's trying to take my job. And Jason's happy swapping tires because that's what I mean. Reality is, what's he doing right now for his EMSA team? For his EMSA team, for Team Hardpoint, he's swapping tires. That's what he wants to do. He didn't want to be crew chief for Jeff. He took it on because no one else would do it.
He took it on because they had to. Someone had to do it, and someone had to do it with who actually gave a shit.
Right. And Jason is a guy who he gives a shit. Like, I've never met anybody who gives a shit more than that gentleman does, which is why I love Jason. That's why I talk to him. I try to talk to him at least 3-4 times a week. Like, he gives a shit about everything he's doing. He puts 100% into everything.
Jason and Andrea are just good people.
Oh, fuck yeah, they are. I haven't talked to Andrea in a while. I need to text her.
I need to talk to her again. She's when I was going through rough times in Norway and Bermuda, I knew that I could just drop her a message and get a reply. You always have a conversation with her.
Yeah,
she was brilliant. She had me through some pretty shitty, tough times.
And she is the definition of mensch, which is
she's a good egg,
which is a Jewish word for great person.
Yeah, she's a good egg.
Yeah, she absolutely. I've only met her once in person, but I've talked to her online. I don't know, God knows how many times. And she is. Those two are like they are perfect together. They're amazing together. They're a power couple.
Jason's more of a power bottom, but
I don't know that I would go that far.
Oh, I did.
You did, yes. I wouldn't go that far.
You should.
I don't want to.
It's worth it.
No. It's not my thing.
Not either.
Just,
at all.
be who you want to be.
I want to be rich.
Well, you can be rich. I'm rich.
I know.
I mean, look at me.
You look great.
I look like I am in fucking pain.
You do.
I'd rather be happy than rich.
Amen.
I want to be rich and happy. What would make me happiest is having money to pay off everything that I have and not have to work again. That would make me happy. The happiest.
I would rather
I'm
be happy
now.
than rich, but I think if I was rich,
I'd be pretty fucking happy.
Yeah. They say money can't buy happiness, but it takes away all the stress in your life.
Money can buy happiness.
And it can buy me a boat.
And it can buy me a house down south.
It could. Several.
In the
Depending on how
Caribbean.
rich. It could.
When you say down south, do you mean Florida or Alabama?
No, I mean St. Lucia.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just checking because if you go to Alabama, you can legally marry your sister.
Yeah, no, I don't. Well, you can do that in West Virginia, and that's one state over.
You can't legally marry your sister. They just bone their cousins. It's different.
Whatever. Sheep, cousins, it's all the same.
Sheep.
Randy, do you know what the best dating website in Alabama is?
Ancestry.com.
Correct.
Okay. I had to think about it. I was like, hold on. I know there's a joke here. That's awesome. No, I feel about Alabama like you do. I hate Alabama.
I have no desire to go to Alabama. When I say move south, it's either the Carolinas or St. Lucia. Like I don't want to be in
like
Florida.
the Carolinas.
Like everybody thinks when I say I want to move south, I want to be in
literally
Florida.
said you want to move to Florida.
I would move to Florida. I don't want to be in Florida.
It's the same thing.
It is not because
I
it's
would
not
move to
Ohio.
Florida and not want to be there.
I don't.
So you'd still not like where you live. You'd just be a hotter Grumpy Martel.
Whoa. It's not that I don't want to be there. I would be closer to family if I was in Florida.
And then they up and move.
To fucking South
They're
Carolina.
like DC or something.
No. My brother-in-law is now talking about once my sister retires and the kids are out of school, buying a place in the mountains of South Carolina.
I like mountainside Carolinas.
But I want to be like within 30 minutes of the beach. I love the ocean. I love the water.
I like it. I like visiting it, but I don't want to live there.
I want to live in a small Hallmark, like made-for-TV movie.
Like that town in Big Fish where
Place,
he comes out of the woods and it's like
right on the coast.
Spectre. It's like the perfect little town.
I want to live in like a nice little town that has a brewery.
You need to go to Topsail. Topsail, North Carolina.
I don't want to be in touristy place though. Topsail,
not.
it's too touristy for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't been there since I was like 22, so 23.
Well,
I loved it though.
But I want to live in Bristol.
Yeah, that's not touristy
Yeah, no.
at all.
I'm gonna go to
got
London.
good.
I'm gonna go to
All
London.
right. London, Ohio? Or?
Yeah, London, Ohio.
I've been to London, Ohio many, many, many times.
I'm gonna look for the bridge.
I have family outside of London, Ohio.
I'm looking for London Bridge.
You can't. It fell down. It's gone.
My Fair Lady.
So dumb.
I know. Anyway,
I would love to go visit. I just had a friend that went over and she was in. It was like a school thing. She's a teacher or something. I thought she was a nurse. I don't know. But they all went over as a group and had some kids and whatever. But they went to France, England, Italy, Greece. It was like a 3-week trip. But a lot of the pictures she shared, I was like, that looks cool. That'd be cool to go see and experience and witness. And yeah, I think a lot of that old world stuff really fascinates me.
I just don't want to live in Ohio. I want to live in...
Really?
Yeah.
I am shocked.
Have I mentioned that?
I have never heard that from you. I thought you loved it here.
No.
That's why you keep adding on to your property.
I'm just trying... The goal is to get $1.2 million when I sell it.
Keep going.
I just keep
Well, if you keep adding enough to the property, surely you'll just move into the neighbouring state soon enough.
Well, eventually, but
Right.
that's going to be a lot of additions.
And
Lots
you can
of
move to Indy.
Nah, I don't even want to live in Indy. Like I have a friend
Indy's
who
just
lives in
Ohio
Indy, and
Light.
It's yeah.
It's like comparing a Miller Light to a Bud Light.
Ohio and Florida are basically the same.
Except Florida's hotter. It has
Florida's
gators
hotter.
and snakes.
And
Bigger
but
snakes.
We have like when you do a comparison between like Florida man and Ohio man, it is the same shit. It's like
Yeah, that's pretty close.
it is really close to crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like it's just if you live in Ohio, typically you end up in Florida somehow. Usually, I mean, look at my sister. She's batshit fucking insane. She's in Florida now. She just became Florida woman. I want to be South Carolina man.
You're so dumb.
I know.
The meds.
That's just ibuprofen.
Oh, those barbiturates you took.
I wish I should have. I should have taken some fucking oxy or something. I'm in so much pain.
It's been about an hour, hasn't it? My butt's starting to hurt. I can always tell.
Yeah. Hour 20.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Over an hour. Jeez.
Well,
Oh, hang on a minute. You said you were recording at 1, so that was 6 my time, and I got on at 6.
right. Randy showed up like 45 minutes early.
No, you asked me to show up at noon.
I did, and you said probably
I said
noon 30,
12:30,
1
maybe
o'clock.
1,
Yeah.
and I showed up at 12:15.
And I told Patrick 1 o'clock our time
Oh.
because you
So
never show
Martell
up
lied.
on time.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
So
You
I
got
told
me there.
Patrick 1 o'clock because I assumed you'd be here at 1 o'clock.
So it was 6 a.m. your time there, Patrick?
Yeah. When he hopped on, it was 6.
Or is it, no,
6
it'd be
p.m.
6 p.m. PM.
PM.
Not a.m.
Yeah, because Randy,
1800.
I'm sitting here drinking beer. I'm not going to be drinking beer at 6 a.m. It's not an airport.
You're British. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen Shaun of the Dead. They start drinking early in the morning.
Yeah.
I know. Well, everyone drinks early in the morning, but normally only if you go to the airport, because that's the law. That's just the done thing.
Well, we do that now. We do that in the U.S. too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The,
not to
the
our
airport
extent.
it's like
Not to our extent. No, we get it right.
oh no, you guys do everything properly.
Pinkies up.
But airports are international water.
Well, I feel like when you go step into an airport, the only time that matters is your flight time. Other than that, time don't exist.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what time of day it is.
It's it's like a multiverse.
Time is just a way for you to know when to get on your plane.
Yeah. That's why you go to the airport early now.
I go to the
Well,
airport.
you have to at the moment here because the security is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Well, you're flying out. You would be flying out of London, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So security at Columbus is not that bad. You can probably get there 45 minutes before your flight and get through
you can do
security.
30.
No problems.
But so
when we flew out of
Orlando.
Rickenbacker, I could have been there 10 minutes early.
Well,
and made my flight.
Rickenbacker's not a.
It's not. Yeah, it's not a big one.
That's a military airport. They're not flying international bullshit.
No, it's not international. We
Or
flew to
anything else.
Destin.
But like Columbus, you could probably Columbus International at John Glenn. You could get there 45 minutes before your flight and get through security
Easy.
in 15 minutes and still have
So-
30 minutes before before you even load.
Easy.
But Orlando, holy shit, you need to be there 3 hours before your flight, or else you ain't getting on that goddamn plane.
I don't remember Orlando.
Well, that's the thing. A couple of weeks ago, when I was over in Amsterdam, I was in the queue for. I was like 2.5 to get through to get to the
Jeez.
security desk.
Yeah, that's absurd.
That's insane.
One of my friends, 6.5 hours.
No way.
No.
At that point, I just move. I live here now.
Yeah, I'd be like,
That's dumb.
I got to find a new job.
Yeah, new job, buy new stuff.
People got laid off during COVID times and found new jobs or won't work for that same money, and now they're struggling to staff.
That's crazy.
Well, we're having that same
So,
issue here.
Yeah, and then 'cause the thing is, with you guys, a lot some of your airports are all not be funny when they say they're international. They're not international. They're just you can maybe get a flight to Mexico or Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whereas every major airport around near me that is an international airport because there's multiple flights into Europe, into America, heading to the Middle East. Every international is they're just a nightmare to get through security.
Well, I would say that some of the international airports around here aren't even international airports. They just connect to another
You
international
got to go to
airport.
LaGuardia or
Yeah. Like Columbus
well-
is an international airport, but I don't know of one single flight that leaves the country out
from
of Columbus.
Yeah.
Like there may be
Yeah, but
one
you-
that goes to Canada
Now you got to go to
3
Atlanta
times a year.
or
You always
but
end up
you-
someplace else.
International flights for you are state hopping.
Yeah. It's just, we're
Yeah,
going to go to
I
we're gonna
almost
go to
made a joke when
Michigan
you were
and-
like international flights around here to Europe, and I'm like, from the UK to Europe is like from Ohio to Chicago.
Yeah, but it's
Columbus to
international.
Chicago, it's like 3-hour trip.
I mean, our international flights, out of Columbus would be, you got to fly down to Miami, and then from Miami, then you
Then you
leave
can
to
go,
go
yeah.
somewhere, or you go to LaGuardia in New York.
Atlanta's a big one too, right?
It is.
I don't know what flies out of Atlanta, but when we flew in there to head to Arizona, we had to fly from Ohio, Columbus, straight down to Atlanta to go straight over to Arizona.
Yeah.
It's like that makes no sense.
Well, it's
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Chicago's
Let's
the
make a
worst.
90-degree angle here.
there was one flight that I had planned. It was gonna
O'Hare's
take-
crazy.
O'Hare's crazy. I had one flight. I was looking to go to Texas to see family there. The flight was going to take me 18 hours to get to Texas.
Jeez, you could drive there in that.
I had to fly from Columbus to Connecticut to Maine
To Connecticut?
Hold on.
To Maine?
to Rhode Island. I was in the New England area.
I was going to say, you're going
To-
opposite.
And then from there went from Rhode Island to Colorado, then from Colorado to Houston.
That makes no sense.
It was absurd. And they were like ridiculous layovers.
We flew into Atlanta, had I
didn't take that
hour
flight.
to get to our next gate, which is across the Atlanta airport, which I thought, I've never been in a bigger airport. I've been to O'Hare once.
O'Hare's ridiculous.
I went to Orlando when I was a kid, so I don't really remember. I was like 11. But I remember O'Hare. But we flew into Atlanta, and they're like, oh, your gate's completely opposite end of this. I'm like, okay. I didn't realize how far that was.
Yeah.
Hartsfield Airport in Atlanta is a big operation.
Yeah,
That's a Delta hub, I think.
That one made me kind of go,
But
this is what real big city.
Delta and Virgin.
Yeah, but O'Hare, holy shit.
O'Hare's.
I was coming back from.
But see, I had like a 10-hour wait in O'Hare. So
well, I was coming back from San Francisco.
I was going to completely different areas than my flight and finding new bars and stuff in O'Hare.
I had 20 minutes to get all the way across O'Hare.
Oh, that's insane.
I got off one flight and had to go to the other side of the airport and had to do it in 20 minutes. I felt like O.J. Simpson jumping for like a rent-a-car commercial back in the 80s.
Your ex?
Oh
no. Before that,
Detroit's just as bad.
I've never been to Detroit.
I've been to
Detroit, but not the airport.
Detroit, you land in the same. Basically, you're landing in one terminal, but it is so long. There's a train inside the building from one end to the other.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember.
It's just nuts.
I remember flying from Columbus to O'Hare. It's the first time I ever flew by myself. Second time I ever been on a plane. And at O'Hare, I was going out for sales training. So it's like I land. There's a shuttle at wherever, and it takes you to the hotel.
Yeah.
Or you find a cab. I think we found a cab. And when we flew out there, it was like a third full, the plane. Nice and relaxing. Got to watch The Office all the way out. On the flight back, it was the day before the Ohio State-Michigan game when Ohio State was number 1 and Michigan was number 2, which I believe was 2005. So everybody...
hold on, that would have been about 1985.
Yeah, Ohio's never been number 1 in my book, but...
No, but the Ohio State Buckeyes have been number 1 ranked in college football.
At some point.
Yeah.
At several points. But anyway.
In recent years as well.
In recent years, 2014, I say we because I play on the team.
Yeah, because you even went there. You have stake in the game.
I do. Steak sounds good right now.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. You know how I said I need to speak to Andrea? I haven't spoken to her in a while.
Yeah.
He has literally just messaged me.
You know why?
You messaged him?
I sent a text. I'm like, I'm talking to this guy. She goes, tell him I said hi. So she says hi. I took a picture of you on my screen and said talking to this guy.
That's funny. So anyway,
that's what I do. I put earworms in people's eyes.
When we go to fly back, of course, different people from our sales training were going back to different states. Well, we got dropped off at the airport at 8 a.m. My flight went until 5:30 p.m. So I'm at O'Hare all day. And then as the day goes on, I start seeing more and more Ohio State jerseys, this and that. And then it comes to...
I would have been drunk.
Oh, plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. They give us per diem for each day, and Ohio is one of the highest paid per diem states in this company. And I went and bought like lunch meat and bread at a deli and just ate that for lunches or for dinners because they give us lunch at the corporate office. So I made money going to sales training.
Yeah. That's usually how most people
when I'm at O'Hare, I'm like, hey, free money. So, yeah, it was a good day, but we go to board the flight, and I'm like, there's a lot of people at this gate. Like, it's not like when I left Columbus to come here. And I'm wearing my Ohio State jersey. I got my ticket. I go on, and I get to my seat, and I look down, and it's one of those planes with 3 seats on each side. Okay. And I look down, and there's this guy built about like you by the window, guy built about like you on the aisle. And I'm right between them.
You're like, I got both these seats, guys.
And I looked down at them, and they both looked up at me, and I went, sorry, guys. I had to squeeze between them. No TV, no breathing room, the whole flight home from Chicago.
That's like the lesbian I had to sit next to when we were on our way to Columbus.
Chicago, where were you flying to? Chicago to where?
Columbus. To Columbus, yeah.
It's like a 30-minute flight.
Yeah.
I think it's 3 hours.
What? From Chicago to Columbus?
Hour and a half.
Well, hell, they were in the slow lane drive. They were driving slow in the left lane then.
Yeah, I think it was like an hour and a half. Wasn't it?
It's not that, dude.
No, it can't be. It's only a 6-hour drive from here to Chicago.
Yeah.
That should be like a 30 or 45-minute flight at 700 miles an hour.
It had to be longer than that. I'm going to Google and see if Google will tell me.
Check a flight tracker. But
it's been a while. I mean, I will very most definitely say I could be wrong on the time, but either way.
Yeah.
I was just all that to say nothing really, which is what our show's about. But yes, O'Hare is crazy. I love the people movers. Stupid. I stopped at one point because I was there all day, and I had
Did you get your steps in by
partook
walking backwards on a people mover?
No, I was just watching people on it. I was
People do
people
some
watching.
stupid shit on this, too.
It is an hour and 19 minutes, apparently.
All right, well.
I said about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
The first time I said 3, I was wrong on that.
Yeah, you're way off at 3 hours.
Yeah, at that point, you're definitely drunk.
That's a flight to 3 hours is a flight to California.
Hey, so by the way, she said, "Fun. You should bring me on as a guest sometime."
I'll gladly have her on as a guest anytime.
I'll have anybody on. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know I don't care.
See, that would be an interesting one. You have me, Jason,
Don't try and
Andrea.
call her now.
What are you talking about?
What?
Martel's trying to get her on right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
You can see the look of concentration on your face. It gives it away.
Oh no, I'm looking at my iPad.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my iPad.
And I'm out of whiskey.
I am out of whiskey as well.
We should remedy that.
Well, we're gonna have to.
While you're sorting that, I'm going to go and get rid of my beer cans.
You got 4. Oh, nice 4 cans there.
Yeah, you've got to keep going.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Oh.
Are you calling right now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up. You're so bad at
I
this. I know you did.
I'm not even trying to hide it.
I know you're not.
I'm waiting.
Waiting.
Fucking arm.
You need more whiskey.
I might.
Let's go. Get the righteous. Or get more of the 26.
Hold on, I'm gonna call my daughter. Oh, she's running some errands right now. She may not answer.
Oh, Andrew's running errands. I think your daughter's running
No.
errands.
I'm gonna call. I'm so fucking lazy right now that I'm going to.
Make her bring us something.
My arm hurts.
You're not lazy. You're injured.
So hold on, Andrew's running errands.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent her I sent her the link. I told her I sent her the link, but she said she's running errands. See if my daughter picks up. She's literally downstairs, and I don't feel like opening the
So
door.
you can stomp on the floor, and she could probably hear you.
Yeah.
Even though we're over the garage.
Although she could be outside, because I told her she had to help her mom move bricks. Bricks of gold.
Bricks of cold. I'd leave them out behind the shed.
I mean, no one comes out here, so it's safe to say that's a good place for him. She didn't answer. Damn it. All right, I'm going to run down and get something.
Go yell out the back window. I don't care. Get that. Get the whatever else I brought. He said, okay, talk to Patrick. Hey, Patrick. Am I all alone? I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. This is great podcasting. What else can I talk about? Fulton scored. Fulton scored. I am really bored. Fulton's great. Fulton's great. A year ago, he couldn't even skate. Hey, you back, Patrick?
Yeah, sorry, I was having a piss.
Oh, hey, no problem with that. When nature calls, Martel went to run and get something. I don't know what he's getting. So now you can just stare at his closet doors and hear me.
Andrew just literally sent me a message. Did you call me? I was like, Martel did.
Oh, man.
So,
All right,
good.
Martel's back. We got some of the righteous from Junction 35. Good stuff.
I'm guessing Junction 35 is either a drugstore or a food store.
It's a distillery, but close. I guess you'd call it a drugstore. It's
kind of, yeah.
It's a distillery in Tennessee. They make different moonshines, and they did this rye whiskey as a special one-off. It was like 375 milliliter bottle. I think cost me $50 or $60, so I only bought one.
It was $60.
Cool.
And it is one of the most fantastic rye whiskeys we've ever had.
It's really good. I mean,
I would have bought more if I'd known how good it was.
It's not moonshine. I hate moonshine.
Right.
But it is.
Oh no, you just haven't had the right. You just haven't had the right moonshine.
No.
I'm with you, Patrick.
I'm pretty much in the right country for moonshine, and I have not had. The only good moonshine I've had is been apple pie, or peach cobbler, but just straight up, like white dog.
Oh yeah, no, it's got to be flavored. Like my friend Mr. Josh Hicks makes two particular ones. He makes apple pie, obviously, because he's American.
Yeah.
But he also makes one that is amaretto.
Ooh, that'd be different.
Oh my word!
I like how you gave his first and last name and then said he makes moonshine. So does he work at a distillery or is this legit moonshine?
No, he drives an ambulance.
And you've given his career. Why don't we go ahead and give his address too?
Listen, anyone who knows him, and anyone who knows him has probably at some point drank the Josh Hicks moonshine. It is so good.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, if you know a guy, I've got. Let me see. I know people.
Do you?
Yeah, I actually know somebody very close to me, geographically, that makes some, and he did one. I tried it. Straight corn whiskey. It was pretty good for being straight corn whiskey, but he did a apple pie that was fantastic.
So yeah, Josh. Anyone who knows Josh has had it. Josh brought out. About 9 quarts.
Hello?
Here we go.
Hello.
Hello.
There she is.
I just caught
this
me
is
when I was
Janetti.
going in I just got in the car.
See, perfect.
So it's not going to... Yeah, is it?
That's where Jason usually talks to us from.
Yeah, Jason's usually in the truck when we call him.
Oh, perfect.
In fairness, Jason's wife has already sounded more cheerful than Jason does on any of these podcasts.
Yeah. What's going on?
Who's all here? I just see the two of you.
Well, it's Patrick and myself, and then Randy's off camera
Oh, okay.
because he doesn't have an iPhone,
Hello,
and I don't
Randy.
feel like setting something up.
Yeah,
for him.
we didn't. I didn't know anybody else was coming on today. So hey, nice to meet you. I guess.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I love your husband. He's very hot.
I
Do you know if he's single, by the way?
agree. He's not. He's not
Oh.
single, but
Bum, bum,
I'll put a
bum.
good word in for you.
Well, I do send love messages to Team Hardpoint. Every time Jason shows up in a post, I'm like, God, he's so sexy. Look at that hair.
I told him he looks like one of those just for men models, like the one that's like just a touch of gray.
That's what I said to him.
He's like George Clooney if George Clooney was sexier.
Yeah.
He's got just the right amount of salt and pepper going on.
Yeah.
It's true.
But
It's gold.
Well,
it's gold.
She's just
we
sitting
all-
there like, yeah, I know.
when I met him,
Yeah, guys, this is
we
why
all
I
strive
married
to be
him.
that
Duh.
level.
You're right, Patrick.
when I met Jason 12 years ago, it was more salt, or it was more pepper than salt. Now it's more salt than pepper.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's
That's okay.
and his hair, he's like, yeah, I just woke up and his hair's already perfect.
Yeah.
When I met Jason, not that long ago, maybe 2017, he stole my future wife.
Patrick was trying to steal me, but then Jay got to me first.
He's a
Well, in fairness, it was more you getting to Jay first than me.
Oh man,
There's
Jason
also
or
that.
Patrick is tough because Jason's so hot, but Patrick's got that sexy accent.
he does. And he's 6'8".
And he's hilarious. So, wait, Patrick's 6'8"?
Yeah.
Shut up.
He's super tall.
He's not 6'8".
Randy, I duck for doorways.
That's like 17 hands tall.
It's like 14 stones.
17
He's
hands.
14 stones.
18, actually. But nearly 7.
But who's counting?
So what have you been up
Yeah,
to?
but-
There a dog?
Nothing. I'm pretty boring.
Nothing.
Not
So,
gonna lie.
well, then why didn't you answer
I
a
have
call the
nothing
first
to
time?
contribute.
She
What?
She got rid of her husband for a weekend, and she's sitting doing nothing.
yeah. Well, she left the social medias, so I don't
Yeah,
see walking dog pictures
I did.
or any of that.
I've never
I
heard of
know.
social media, so
And I need to text you
Yep.
more because I talk to Jason
Hold
at
on a
least
minute.
3 times a week. So I need to text you more.
I talk to Jason
I know.
every single time he's on the show.
Everyone says that all the time.
And
Yeah.
I threatened to come out to Arizona.
How
I
hot
see.
is? Go ahead,
I do
Patrick.
that as well.
Threaten to come out. Well, you said you're getting ready to go there, though.
I'm trying to.
It's nice that you're visiting a desert in the middle of August. It's a good time to be there.
You know, I figured it's the best time for my pasty white British
Yeah.
to Britishness to head to the scalding hot desert.
You're going to bake
Yeah, we'll
like
turn him into a piece of bacon.
I was saying, it's going to look like
Try
a
it.
lobster going back to the UK. 3rd degree sunburn.
I'm one of these guys. I'm pretty sensible. I'll put on sunscreen and I'll go brown.
You don't know what sunscreen is. I don't use sunscreen. Don't use sunscreen. It could be zebra.
I'm British. I'm
You don't know what that is.
I'm a pasty Brit. I need to use sunscreen.
It sounds like
I-
that TikTok account, the Be a Man account. He's like,
Don't use
if you're going from
sunscreen, be
the
a
UK
man.
to Arizona,
Be a man.
don't use sunscreen. Be a man.
Hold on. I have a pasty daughter, and she doesn't use sunscreen either. But she also doesn't go
Well,
outside.
I have a sister-in-law that has a sun allergy. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah,
I didn't know that was.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, I knew.
She
I
wears
take it
long
back.
sleeve T-shirts
I knew
in the
that
summer
was a
because
thing.
it like really mess up her skin.
Like I know people. Yeah.
That's the
I burnt through a rugby shirt. I completely burnt my back in a rugby shirt up Table Mountain on a vaguely overcast day. I'll
Yeah,
wear
and that's
sunscreen,
made of
thank you very much.
canvas.
That's
Holy cow.
crazy. It's made of canvas. Your eyes got so big when you said that. Canvas.
Canvas.
That's crazy. I didn't know you could burn through a shirt.
Oh yeah.
It was South African and summer lightweight, so it was like, it was like wearing a football shirt.
Well, you were in the desert. You were in South Africa.
Well, no, I was up a mountain. I was in Table Mountain in Cape Town.
One time I blessed the rains down in Africa.
Did you?
Yeah, all right, Toto, calm down.
Oh,
So what
man.
else is going on out there in the desert?
You just asked her that and she said nothing. Ask her again.
There
Maybe
has to be
something's
there
changed.
has to be something going
Hey,
on out there in the
Andrea,
desert.
what's changed in the last 3 minutes?
Yeah. Something new
I
has
see.
happened.
I think what's happened. She's punted Jay off for the weekend to deal with car stuff, and she's actually gone to Vegas.
She was just in Vegas.
Surprise! I'm in
She's gone back
Vegas.
to Wet Republic in Vegas to come party.
Yeah, she was just in
That would
Vegas,
be
but she had a
way more fun
babysitter.
than what I'm currently doing.
The only person I've ever seen posting photos from inside Wet Republic in Las Vegas is Andrea, and at the time it was Andrea Kern, not Janetti.
That's true. True.
Yeah.
I just told Liz the other day
I love
I need to make a
Vegas.
trip
It's
to
fun.
Vegas.
That's what I'm planning. I'm planning
So
on.
fun.
That's what I'm planning on doing in August. Is going to Arizona to see the Janettis, and then go on to Vegas because it's my best friend's brother's birthday, and he lives in Vegas.
Nice.
So I'm going from Scottsdale, Arizona, aka the desert, to Las Vegas, aka the desert.
The desert. The salt flats.
Yeah.
You're coming for my birthday, right, Patrick?
When is your birthday?
August 11th.
Oh yeah, no, I might be there.
I was going to say the proper answer wasn't when is your birthday. It was, yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm coming there.
No. The reason why I'm checking, Randy, is because I'm subject to the Formula One shutdowns, and we get kicked out of our building for 14 days. So I'm planning on using all of those 14 days of just doing random things like going to America.
Nice.
I've always wanted to go to 1948, so I think I'll try it.
Yeah, you should definitely come then.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my plan. So yes, Andrea, I will be in and my plan is to be in Scottsdale for your birthday.
Perfect.
And you can introduce me to your friend who might be living in Europe at the moment. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, so Patrick's trying to use this as a hookup.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
he's
This is a
doing.
really expensive hookup.
Andrea, you better give
This is-
Jason a warning. You better tell
This is what
Jason
he's doing.
Patrick's coming.
Well, if he's coming out August 11th, I may come out August 11th also.
Well, if you guys are both going on August 11th, I will tell you to have a good trip.
Party.
Nobody wants me to come out. I've
Maybe-
ruined furniture.
Yeah, maybe by then it won't be in a sling.
That's why I don't get invited to Dude's house anymore. I ruined furniture.
I don't get invited to dude's house anymore because
Fair.
you ruin
'Cause I
furniture.
ruined furniture. I thought about it a couple weeks ago.
If I can cut this
How
stuff,
did
I'll
you
lose weight and
ruin furniture?
I'll be able to sit and lie by the side of her pool that Jason built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
What-
Randy ruins furniture
Hold on.
because he's.
What do you say, Andrea? Or what did you ask?
I said, how did you ruin furniture?
Oh, I'm really fat.
He's easily 450.
I'm really fat. I didn't always be this way. I used to be fat, but then I am still now.
Oh.
I lost a lot of weight,
Andrea,
hiked mountains, taught Krav and all this, and then I'm not going to get into the depressing side of it, but some shit happened in my life, and I went down a dark place.
He ate a lot of McDonald's.
No, I
wouldn't say it's a dark. I wouldn't say it was a dark place. It was a kebab shop.
I've never been to a kebab shop, but I wanted to try it.
It was Chip Alley, wasn't it?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
That's on Sundays.
Yeah, and Andrea, we're trying to put this nicely. Randy's a big unit. I mean, he walks backwards, and
That's
there's
the
a
first time anybody in my entire life has ever said Randy and big unit in the same sentence.
Yeah, Randy doesn't have a big unit. He is a unit that is large.
Aww.
Yeah. Oh no, don't feel bad for me. I did it to myself.
Yeah,
I'm
he
well
knows.
aware. I grew up. I was always a bigger kid, but I played sports and was active. I grew up, decided to join the military, lost 170 something pounds, and then I became a youth pastor instead. Long story short, we lost a couple kids. I almost lost my wife, and then I went for like 3 years. I went to just not moving and drinking heavy every night, and yeah, I don't want to drag the show down though.
And then we started a podcast,
I
and
know,
they started drinking
I
more.
feel like we just like.
hey, nice to meet you, Andrea.
Yeah.
Let me tell you everything I've told my
Now I
therapist for the
wanna
last
talk to
3
you about
years. No, it's all good. I'm in a good spot now, but I'm at a point where I have to get back to.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Martell. It was definitely because of you.
It was my quality whiskey.
Yeah. No, I'm in a good spot now
So
mentally,
it's your
and
fault. That makes sense.
yeah, Martell's a terrible influence.
Oh no, I am.
And I like how
Really
Patrick
is.
said something
Who
about.
let this guy on the show?
I started smoking cigars now.
I like how Patrick said he was going to try and put something nicely. Since when has he ever done that? My favorite joke's the one we didn't get recorded.
Oh, that pisses me off so much.
We were so Andrea, you didn't get to hear it, but we were nobody did because
Nobody did, 'cause it never made the-
messed up. But Patrick was talking, and I said something about as Americans we're used to the British running away from things, and he said, "Let's be honest, Randy, you don't run anywhere." And to this day, that's one of my favorite things Patrick's ever said.
It's
It wasn't the fact that I had to even
Patrick
think
is
about
the
it. It was
king
a
of
Randy
comebacks.
said it. Bang,
no,
the comment came.
Yeah, it was instant. Timing. I've always said in comedy, timing is everything.
oh yeah.
And just the way it happened, I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe, which I can hardly breathe just from walking up the steps. But that's
Yeah, you
not
needed
the
your
point.
CPAP for that one.
Yeah, put my CPAP on. I need my oxygen tank. Yeah,
Aw.
so we went back to Dude's Furniture. We went to his house to record a podcast, and these skinny mofo's are like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Well,
it's 80
hold
something.
on.
Let's go outside."
We were trying to start a new podcast. We were trying to start the Flight Ninja Roundtable.
Which I came up with the greatest name ever for
You
a
did.
whiskey bourbon podcast.
And then some guy offered me money for it, and I said no because we're doing this thing as a podcast, and that was the last show we ever fucking recorded.
Yeah, we did one show. So anyway, we're at,
Randy,
yeah.
Randy, you also broke the chair that you're currently sitting in. On
I was going to get to that.
Well, no,
Patrick.
he's not sitting
Yeah,
in that
I don't
chair.
sit anymore. I'm afraid of it.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
we go to
Oh my god.
we go to Dudes, and we end up recording there for like 3 or 4 hours. Like it was ridiculously long. And he's got this tabletop, high top. You're showing my like.
There you go.
You need to lift it up some or something.
Yeah, I was going to say you were literally
There I am.
firing it. You were firing that all at little Randy. not Randy.
I couldn't see it. I
That's
can't
the only thing little about me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were there recording, and I'm sitting in this high top chair, metal chair thing, and it starts like sinking in the ground. 'cause it
Chinese
rained.
metal.
Yeah, it's cheap metal. Dude's got money. He should have bought better furniture. Also,
It
his
wasn't
back,
American made.
Well, and
his back patio furniture is wicker, and nothing says I hate fat people more than wicker furniture. So.
Oh.
Anyway, I end up like sitting in this chair so long that the spring, it had like these spring things on it, got kind of compressed permanently.
unsprung.
And then I got uncomfortable, so I started standing. And we're recording. So I sat down again in another chair. I didn't know until we went back like a year and a half later to a restaurant. We were doing a live show that I ruined 2 of his 4 chairs for that patio set.
Oh, jeez.
And then there's a chair I used to sit in here. I sat in it for 3 years without issue. And then like last year, well, maybe 6 months ago. And it's an old chair. It's from like the 70s.
It's a 1970s barrel back chair. It's yellow. It's
well, it's the one I'm sitting next to that you saw in the picture.
And it's
and I
it's
sat on it, and all we heard was I fell into it.
You fell.
My knee gave out, and I kind of fell into it. I've got a bad knee.
If you hadn't have fallen, you probably wouldn't have broke the chair.
And we just started cracking. I just went, well, I owe you a 1970s barrel back chair.
I had to bring the other one up because I have a pair of them.
Yeah, so now I sit on a...
so now you sit on a solid ottoman.
A solid ottoman, or I stand. But yeah, no, it's I was in great shape. I hiked Mount LeConte. I became a Krav Maga instructor. I went
Mount what?
Mount LeConte, as you like to say.
Okay.
In Tennessee, like it was the first. I said when I lost all the weight, I'm going to hike a legitimate mountain when I hit this weight, and I did.
You used to punch trees and run. I
hate running. Even then, I hated it.
It doesn't matter.
Cycling, I used to bike 50 miles. I would rather be on a bike.
You punch trees?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I lived out in the woods outside of the Hocking Hills, which is southeast Ohio, kind of the Appalachian foothills. And I would put on my my gloves.
Your 8-ounce gloves.
And, yeah, I didn't have a punching bag. So I would just lightly punch trees just to get some footwork in and some strikes in. So I posted a picture one time of me doing it, and Martel, ever since then, has been fascinated by that.
You're just punching
Like,
trees.
he's like, you just punch trees? I was like, yeah.
Punch trees.
It's there. You know, it's something I could make contact with, get my footwork in. That's back when I was fighting multiple times a week. And now I don't.
Which you should. You should go punch the trees of Circleville.
I should.
Do you want to go get back to that?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I want him to get back to that.
Martel has been in a very fun-loving and sarcastic Martel manner, but also a very much from the heart, I want to see you back to where you were and back better.
But it's
advocate for
I
me.
will say, I will say it's not only me. His father-in-law came to me one day.
Yeah,
I told you about that.
He did. My dad's talked to me. My wife obviously wants to see me back there. It's just there are things I'm working through. And
I just do my fat-shaming version of it.
Right, and that's what I love you for.
Yeah. Patrick, he perked up and then pointed to himself.
I did the same.
Dude, I got to be honest, even off air, because Patrick and I have never talked, not on this podcast, but I'm like, I love Patrick.
He's the best.
His humor is just like mine.
Patrick is great.
He's got that British spin on it, though. He's got the great accent.
It's just not colonial.
His delivery, he's just not free. But other than that,
yeah, he's under oppression.
He's under oppression.
Yeah, I'm under pressure now because Andrea knows me better than you two as well, so I've got to behave.
It's true.
You gotta behave. It's okay. You're not allowed to own a kitchen knife. It's fine. We get it. No, but I love the back and forth. And it's like, no, everybody's been very supportive of me getting back to that. But I've gotten...
Randy, I don't know you, but I'm supportive, so...
You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through.
I don't. You're right.
No, I appreciate it, though, for real. And I've heard lovely things about you. So...
Well, that's good.
Well, no one can say anything bad about her. She'll kick everyone's ass.
Not from Arizona, she ain't. She don't know where I live.
Well, she can fly there.
Don't tell her.
Get on a plane and kick your butt.
Randy, Patrick's got a kitchen knife.
It's not a kitchen knife. It's a barbecue knife.
That's not a knife. This is a
He
knife.
said it's a barbecue knife.
That's a machete.
That is not a machete. Now I'm going to have to go
It's
get
bigger
all
than
my
my head.
knives.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
I got a crisp blade somewhere.
That's a kitchen knife.
Martel's got a spear.
I got a
I'm literally
bayonet.
I'm sitting with my bag of knives.
Jeez.
You know, in America, in America, we don't need to carry around a bag of knives. We just have one gun.
We just
No, you. In America, you need a license for knives. You can carry as many guns as you want.
right.
There you go.
That's and you brought a knife to a gunfight.
Right, I was going to say, as the saying
Most
goes,
states now allow open carry or concealed carry.
well, yeah, Ohio just passed where you don't have to have a license to conceal carry,
Yeah,
which
but-
I'm actually not for.
I am not for that.
I don't
in
like
any way.
that.
People need to be trained.
Well, the concealed carry training is 8 hours in the classroom.
Can we not get political again? Because I'm just going to mock you all for,
That's the only reason you're on here, Patrick. Have you not
here
realized
to mock
that?
us?
Well, that and your sexy accent, but
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to mock people, but I do want to have that sexy accent. Hey, but it clearly wasn't sexy enough because Andrea married Jason.
Martel didn't hear that. I don't know what he's doing. He's getting in a little cupboard over here. Of course,
He just texted me and asked how many times Patrick has brought up that he stole me from him.
That's funny.
On this podcast, only
3
once or twice today.
2 or 3.
Just reply 74.
Whenever I'm on with Jason, I tell him straight. You stole my future ex-wife.
Martel just got in one little cabinet thing in table he has here in the studio by the chair that I broke.
It's cute. It's little, but it's razor sharp.
That's so sweet,
Isn't it?
One day you migrate to a proper knife.
Like that? Or should we just get out that one?
I was going to say, now you're getting into the territory.
I love how excited Patrick's getting about knives in his bag of knives, and then gets on us for owning a gun. He's like, "These are my kitchen knives, but these are my stab people knives."
All of my knives are for kitchen and cooking purposes.
Oh no, all of my knives are for assault.
That's what I tell the police too, Patrick.
Yeah, mine are for kitchen purposes, not shooting up high schools.
I mean, I've got all of my knives are for assault. Like every one of them I have is.
Well,
now wasn't there? I would have to go back because it's been years ago. I was studying this stuff because I get curious about criminal psychology and what makes people do certain crazy things. But wasn't there a case in England where a guy took a knife, same kind of scenario, but he took a knife into a school and killed killed or injured like 14 or
he
20
slashed
people?
a bunch of people on the London Bridge.
Yeah, it was the terrorist attack. It was a legitimate terrorist attack. It was an attacker on London Bridge. He injured 14. I think something like that.
With a knife, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So why aren't you
I'm not
against?
gonna lie, guys. I definitely thought y'all talked about like whiskey on this podcast, and it's gone real deep.
Oh no, it's not just whiskey.
We do talk about whiskey quite often, or beer, or bourbon, or whatever.
Yeah, they generally talk about whiskey and beer, and then they have me on, and I talk about everything.
The British ruin everything. Tea, taxes, all that stuff. No, but like, so why is it?
Hey, mate, if we didn't take all these things over there, you'd have no culture.
Well, yeah, but you had to steal them from somewhere else first. I mean, let's get to the root of it here. You stole it from China, then gave it to us. Thank you. You're Robin Hood.
Yeah, just go back to your traditional American Texas Mexican food that you stole.
Tex-Mex. It's Mexican food, but we're going to call it Tex-Mex so we can claim it. Oh man!
I had one of the best experiences ever in a Tex-Mex restaurant. Andrew, do you know James Lee?
Yeah.
I went to his wedding.
Yeah.
And the rehearsal dinner was at a Tex-Mex restaurant. It was possibly one of the greatest nights I think I've had that wasn't at a CrossFit event or anything like that. It was hilarious.
That's awesome. Well, it was just a bunch of of the games people and his family and stuff, right?
Basically, yeah. I walk in, I'm standing there, and I said to the girl at the bar, I said, "Am I okay leaving my car outside here?" She's like, "This is the middle of nowhere, Texas. Just drive it home later." I'm like, it's going to be one of those towns.
By one of those towns, you mean most of America.
Yeah.
I was also, I think the police officer was sitting in the corner of the pub drinking.
Yeah. In uniform on duty.
Probably.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
It was the local sheriff.
But I wasn't driving a normal hire car. I had a Toro. I had somebody's Range Rover Sport. So I was like, I'm not driving that after I've drank 15 beers.
Ooh, I would.
Especially if it's somebody else's.
Actually, yeah, especially if it's somebody else's.
Yeah, but I was scared. I wasn't sure what my insurance cover was. I couldn't straight line it from the Tex-Mex to the hotel.
When you wreck it, you just get out and run.
Serpentine.
Yeah. So we ended up dropping my car off, and I sit there drinking. I was well up into the double figures of beers. I bought multiple beers for everyone else, and my bar bill was £50.
So
it's like
$75.
$7.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was like 65. I don't know what the exchange rate was at the time, but it wasn't
Yeah, the
much.
exchange rate's really good right now.
Yeah, it's probably like
so-
65 or $70.
And I left them a tip at that as well.
You must have hit up
I left
a
the girl.
happy
I left
hour.
the girl a good. I left the girl a good tip as well.
Well, most bars have
Right.
happy
That's
hours
good.
between
Patrick.
3 and
I bet
6.
An
you
economic
did.
one, not the tip.
Yeah. Just the tip,
Did you
Patrick? Was it just the tip?
Hold on.
And so
Did you just
I
say an
made a euphemism.
economic one?
it was an economic tip, not the tip.
From now on, I'm going to use that. I'll give you just the economic tip. It's going to be a new phrase.
Well,
I can see it now.
I gave a girl a tip in an
Yeah, you did.
in a New
you
York
did.
restaurant where the service was so shit. She said, "Are you going to leave a tip?" I said, "Yeah, don't eat yellow snow." She went ape shit, she went ape shit, and I explained to her that, by the way, the tip is the bonus you get for doing your job well, and you were fucking dreadful.
Oh, yeah. They don't understand that here in
Good for
America.
No, if a
I
server,
hate that people expect tips.
they do.
I went back the next day, and I got served really well, so I left her a tip, a monetary tip. But
I like how you
I was like-
specifies.
Yeah, well, no,
I was like, get fucked. I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to give you a tip for doing your job well when you've done a shitty job.
we just went through this, like Liz and I. So my birthday was Wednesday, and we went
Congratulations,
to.
happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks. It's not really an accomplishment. I was just born that day, and I have no control over it.
Congratulations.
I'll pass
But you
I'll
made
pass
it
the congratulations
to
on
another
to your
one, so
parents
that's
9 months
an
before.
accomplishment.
Well, I made it
Martel?
without getting shot.
Hey,
yes.
Martel. Happy your dad boned your mom 9 months for your born day.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good for
So
your dad.
we went out Wednesday, and we went to a place called the Columbus Fish Market, which is owned by Cameron Mitchell.
Columbus Fisher.
I have a stutter.
That's not a stutter.
I have a slur.
Damn.
It's too much bourbon at this point, and not enough of
Barbitch.
anything else.
It's midday there. Fucking hell.
You know what, Patrick? Quit
It's
judging us.
Saturday. Who gives a shit?
Fair enough. Okay. Cool.
I mean, it's fucking Saturday.
Have you
Hey,
not heard this
I'll
country,
say this
the
now.
American country song? Let's do a little day
I
drinking.
mean, if you don't start it in the morning,
Boys,
how can you call
sorry.
it day drinking?
Obviously, I forgot the basic rule of drinking. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean,
That's
the reality is, if you don't start in the morning, can you call it day drinking?
You know what, Patrick? We started drinking at roughly 5:30 your time, so back off.
Yeah. Pretty close. So we were at Columbus.
Randy, congratulations! I'll buy you a medal.
Can it be a chocolate wrapped
No,
in metal
it's going to be a
tinfoil?
participation trophy.
Oh, no, this is a non-consumable one. I'll buy you an actual. I'll go to an antique shop because we have them here because we have culture, and I'll buy you a medal.
Okay, hold on. You guys only have culture because you stole culture.
We have pawn shops.
You guys have blood pudding. That's all that you guys have that you did not steal from somebody else.
Well, they have bread sauce.
I don't even know what
Excuse
that is.
me, mate. Boys, you boys know nothing.
Oh, no,
You're
hold
right,
on, hold on.
you're
Don't
right.
don't go. You boys, go Randy.
Hold on. No, because you jumped in on that. You got to own it.
I said bread pudding.
Yeah.
They
You said
have
that
bread
blood-
pudding.
They have
You said
blood
blood
sausage
pudding
or
as
whatever,
well,
and blood
which is
pudding.
black pudding.
black pudding. That's the blood stuff, right?
No, you said
Yeah.
blood sausage. I said they have bread
Yeah,
pudding.
blood sausage.
Bread sauce. Bread sauce. That's what I said. I said
Yeah.
bread sauce. Because Patrick and I had this debate already in October.
Yeah, we have bread sauce, and you call it gravy, and we
Yeah, I
have
call it gravy.
which is an onion flavored thing.
Yeah. Which
But
gravy to
onion
us
flavored
can be
sauce.
chicken, turkey, beef, or vegetable stock.
Farm gravy. You got.
I mean, there's all kinds of gravies.
No, because if you make it properly, use the juice from whatever you're cooking with. You don't need to use a flavor to go with it.
Right. So if you're making
Yeah, I can agree with that.
vegetable stock, you just use a
Yeah,
vegetable-based
whereas-
gravy.
Whereas bread sauce is made from bread. There's no other flavor to it. It's bread.
What? How do you make sauce out of bread? Add water?
Hey, listen, we're finely cultured people.
So,
We can,
do you guys consider ketchup spicy over there?
Ranch dressing.
Ranch dressing. Too hot. Muy caliente.
No, ranch dressing you don't get over here because it's just shite anyway.
I will
Martel
agree with that.
with
It is fucking garbage.
I like ranch sometimes on a salad.
I don't like ketchup, and I don't like ranch.
So my mum and dad have been away in
Jay.
Mum and dad have been away in France for the last 6 weeks, and they said to me, "Oh, so do you want anything bringing back?" And I specifically said, from like over in France, Dijon mayonnaise, where you get obviously standard mayonnaise, but one particular store over there sells it with Dijon mustard.
We have that here too. It's called Grey Poupon.
Oh. Sorry, it's called what?
Grey Poupon.
Pardon me,
yeah,
sir. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Yeah, that's not Dijon mayonnaise, my friend. That's I don't know what they put in your mustard.
Shit. It's garbage.
Dijon mayonnaise is not shit and it's not garbage.
Oh no, Grey Poupon is.
I've never had it.
Yeah.
I remember the commercials from the 90s, but I've never had Grey Poupon.
It's one guy rolls up to another guy in a Rolls Royce.
Mm-hmm.
Go to one of your.
It's a classic commercial.
It is.
Go to Walmart or anywhere that sells stuff.
I don't shop at fucking Walmart. America. How dare you?
Let him talk. Just because I want to hear
Walmart,
I'm interested about this Dijon mayonnaise.
Buy some Dijon mustard. Buy a pot of mayonnaise. Mix the two together. It goes great with your fries.
You sound as fat as I am, Patrick.
You sound so American.
But now I want to try that.
If I didn't work out as much as I do, I would be the size of Randy.
Yeah,
But 6'8", so that's like I'm only 6'1". You'd be.
I would be a big old bus.
Yeah, you do a lot of rowing.
Patrick, are there people?
I did 6K this morning.
I know.
Are there people the size of me over there?
Like the fucker.
I biked a marathon the other day. I went.
Hey, no, I don't care what you do. You got to like my posts. I need the Instagram fame.
I do like your posts.
He said I need the Instagram fame.
Motherfucker, I did like your post.
Patrick, you and I aren't even Instagram friends.
Is Instagram still annoying?
Yes.
What's going on
it's not as bad as
Instagram
as it was.
Instagram is just Facebook for people who want to complain that Facebook's awful. That's all it is.
But it's just Facebook.
Well, that's true.
Real Patty B.
Yeah, I've been
I liked your shit today. I liked your shit the other day when you were dressed up like a goddamn cat from the fucking Broadway show.
Right.
I liked your shit when you had a fucking blue rug out in the middle of the fucking woods.
Time out. Patrick's giving me hell.
There, and I just liked whatever it was that you had from your Garmin.
Patrick's giving me hell, and he's a furry.
Send me the picture of you like a cat.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at that shit, Andrea.
Why?
I'm going with both of them.
She said, "Why?"
Well,
why?
I was at Glastonbury Music Festival, and
they were doing face painting for kids, and he sat down and got his fucking face painted.
No, they were doing face painting for adults, mate.
What?
It was about 11 o'clock in the morning. I woke up so hungover. I woke up at 9 o'clock. Walked to the first bar I got to, got a pint of cider and a bacon sandwich, and just cracked on again. And then me and my brother went and got face painted because it's Glastonbury. You can do it. No one gives a shit.
You got shit face painted.
Yeah, you did.
That's awesome.
Oh no, mate! Catface Glasto, mate. Catface legendary post.
You're saying this like I know what that means.
I like most of your posts.
Hold on, I went to Instagram and put in Real Patty B.
I was looking.
Yeah.
And it's bringing up a
how'd you spell Patty?
Patty.
DD.
No,
it's not Patty.
I know. I did it wrong. I remember St. Patrick's Day and all that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have a notification set up, so whenever you post something, I get it. Now, whether I like it or not is a different story. But
most
of the stuff you post, I like.
There, I just followed Patrick.
I was more thinking about my my business account, my Rowing by Patrick one.
That one I do not follow.
I just followed Patrick and I got to the cat picture. You look so hammered. I love it.
Oh, dude, this is like 11 o'clock in the morning. I was definitely hammered.
And you're talking to us about drinking at 12:30?
Yeah, but there's a time and a place for it. I was at Glastonbury Music Festival.
Well, there is a time and place for it. We live in Ohio, so...
And we record a podcast every day around 1 o'clock. Well, every Saturday around 1 o'clock.
I was at something that's probably about 1.5 times the size of Woodstock.
1.5 times the size of our podcast.
So 7 people.
So 7 people.
7, yes.
At least.
Oh, Lexi's on Spotify and it popped up on my phone.
Yeah, she's probably listening to something in her room.
I'm going to change it to like Gaither Vocal Band.
She will come in here and beat your ass.
How would she even know?
She'll be like, what the?
First off, your daughter is so skinny, if I sneeze, she'd fly about 30 feet.
The strength that she imbues is fucking stellar.
Did you get a word of the day calendar?
Yes, imbues.
There's a
That's
good
Dick's
thing.
word.
That was quite the word.
Now, if you really want to piss off somebody and get your ass beat,
I ain't messing with Liz. Don't even
fuck
say
with
it.
Harley.
Oh, Harley, I can see that. Here's the thing. Harley won't fight me.
Oh,
Harley,
no.
Harley will stab me when I'm not looking or
Yep.
poison me.
She's shady
or
as hell.
Build a nail bomb and put it under my
You
truck.
have to watch out for that second child because they're the ones who are always fucked up.
Agreed.
And Harley is...
Well, technically,
It's because
Judd's our
we
4th
forget
child.
about them.
Yeah, Harley scares me some days.
Technically, Judd's our 4th child because our second one died, so thanks for bringing that up. But I would agree that our second living
You
child...
brought that up. Not me.
See, this one, I was just talking to my friends last night. We were talking about dark humor, which you sent all those memes.
I did.
And I was watching comedians in cars getting coffee. And they said, when tragedy strikes, we're already writing jokes. But you again, timing's everything, right? You have to know how long to wait.
Right?
Right.
That was Guilford Godfrey.
Well, they were talking about an old comedian, and they were playing these Germans, right? Like 6 years after World War II ended, there's this sketch where there's this German family, and in the background's a picture of Hitler.
I think Patrick just died.
Okay.
Patrick, are you with us, mate?
Do we need to call 911 or the equivalent
What's
of
999?
888?
Whatever it is over there. Quick, does anybody know the number to 911? Patrick?
Where is he?
He's not on screen. He has been on screen for like the past, I don't know, 45 seconds.
He heard me start talking, so he's like, I'm out.
I think he just hung himself.
What if he really did? First
then-
off, that would be the best joke ever. Speaking of dark humor.
Dark humor would be up there.
But it was like 6 years after World War II, and this is a skit about a German family. There's a picture of Hitler hanging on the wall in the kitchen. But they don't mention it. They're not, it's just one of those things. And they were like, joke about 9/11 when that show was recorded.
He's alive.
Okay.
Patrick,
He's alive.
this is why you're not
Sorry,
supposed to have knives.
That's just for...
What?
He never addressed it. He just picked his teeth with a toothpick.
That's got to be the most heavy metal toothpick I've ever heard.
My shoulder hurts.
Martel's in so much pain, it's hilarious.
Oh my God.
But that's the thing. It's like the whole thing with my depression and my weight and losing the kids. It's like I joked it. That's my way of coping. But I haven't told you this, but for the last 2 years, I've been writing jokes to do stand-up.
Well, let's fucking do it then.
But I'll never do it.
Just quit being a bitch and
So
do it.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a stand-up
Just do it.
show.
Yeah, just do it.
My mom's been trying to tell me for 20 years to do stand-up. And I've been writing jokes for the last 2 to 3
Then
years.
you should do it.
Do you want an in at the funny bone? Because I have one.
I'll get in your funny bone.
Not my funny bone. I
Oh.
have an in at the funny bone, not my funny bone.
No, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to do my first show at the freaking Funny Bone where
Why not?
Bert Kreischer and Joe Rogan and all the guys go to.
I almost did this show with the shirt off.
Should have.
Patrick wants to do it.
It hurts so
He's
bad.
raising his hand.
But if
I mean,
I told my
Come
first,
to Ohio. I've got a guy. I have a friend of mine who has done shit at the Funny Bone, and
my first joke will be
I wouldn't even try to be funny. I just sound it.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're British. It doesn't matter. Everything's funny.
I think if you came over here and did comedy, people would laugh just because they're like, even if they didn't understand the joke or
He's so
anything,
cute.
because it's like if we don't laugh, it's awkward. Like, you get free laughs, man. It's awesome. But I would not tell anybody. And I would literally open my act by saying, thanks for having me. I did not tell any of my friends or family about this because basically you all would just heckle me the whole time.
You realize that I would figure out that shit before it happened.
Oh, I wouldn't tell anybody. I'm talking
And-
Beth or anyone. I would not tell anybody. I
I'd
would
fly
not.
out there.
I would.
Andrea, you just met me.
Jason and Andrew would fly out there
Get
for
to
that.
just heckle you from the front row.
I wouldn't heckle you.
Well, that would
Hey,
actually help
listen.
me, I think, because I'm way better at making fun of people and reacting off of
Exactly.
them than just writing jokes, I
If
think.
you're going to get heckled by someone, Andrea would be straight up there heckling. You do not want to get abused by that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I am afraid, and Martell knows me better than you two.
Makes me sound so mean, Patrick.
I'm afraid that I would.
Andrea, I've been on the receiving end from you.
Hey, now, I didn't know you were into pegging.
Hey, not in that respect either.
I'm
Oh
afraid
my
that I
God.
would get so like Andrea flies out. Never say we don't talk from here until I do stand up at the funny bone. Andrea flies out front row, starts heckling me. I'm afraid that I would go too far, and it would be over. Like no friendship, no nothing. I hate his guts because I've done that with people in real life. I had a friend.
What am I, a piece of glass that's gonna break? Like you have to be
Oh, no,
like.
no, no.
I just
hold on.
No, it's not
So-
that. I tend to take things too far by accident. I piss off people when I'm trying to be funny and joke
You
with them.
piss me off weekly.
Exactly. But I don't intend to, and I don't see that in the real moment because if I think it's funny, I say it without thinking. So
Don't worry about that. I do that. Don't worry about it. I do all the time.
Well, yeah, but you're British. Nobody cares. So, but I had this. See, that's what I'm saying. That I didn't even think about that. I
Patrick's
just
gonna
said
hang
it.
up on y'all.
Oh, there he goes.
Yep.
But he has the link. He can join back at any time.
But I had a friend. He was a drummer in a band I was in for 3.5 or 4 years. But when I first met his wife, I
There
met
he
him
is.
a
See,
long
he
time.
come
There
back.
he is. He's back. That's why I love Patrick. Patrick has the perfect British sense of humor. You know,
Yeah.
like some British humor. I'm like, it's pretty dry and
It's
bland.
dry.
Patrick's got the right kind.
It's kind of moist.
It's a little moist. Like it's like bread pudding. It's like
Yeah,
bread.
Red sauce.
Well,
dude.
on that note, I'm gonna go run errands, and y'all finish with your moist and whatnot going on in here.
Well,
Yeah,
if you leave,
Andrew,
we
this
won't
is-
be able to.
And Andrea, this is the extent of the podcast. It's just us talking garbage.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a lot of shit talking.
But you know that since you've
Love
listened to every
it.
episode. Thank you for your support.
Well, y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for having me on.
Andrea, thank you for joining
Andrea.
sincerely. Andrea, sorry.
Thank you.
Nice
Andrea,
meeting you.
Andrea, not Andrea. Andrea.
Jason's wife, thank you,
You know,
so much.
I get it wrong every
Only
goddamn
Patrick
time.
can say that.
Patrick's future ex-wife, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, while you're on, is it Andrea or Andrea?
It's Andrea.
Andrea. So it was right the second time.
So your name starts with
Okay,
an O,
Andrea. Good to see
It
you.
starts with an A.
so it's Andrea.
It's Andrea.
I just don't correct people ever because it's whatever.
Well, either way,
Oh.
Jason. So for those listening, that because this will be
You're talking to
released-
Mo at this point.
I mean, yeah. Jason's race is at 3:45.
Mo
so
and my brother
whatever.
Kevin.
So
Exactly.
you guys are gonna
All right,
miss
y'all.
it, and number 22 is gonna take the podium.
You
Heck
talking
yeah.
racing again? I'll get my phone back out. All right, thank you, Andrea.
Andrea,
Love
Nice
y'all.
meeting
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
appreciate it. I need to text you more.
Bye.
Love you guys,
Yes,
and
you do.
at some point I will be out to Arizona.
Bye.
So.
We will sext you
See
more.
ya.
Hey, I'll speak to you.
Bye,
I'll speak to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Ciao, Bella.
See ya.
Oh, ciao bella.
Ooh, that's Italian.
Now he's speaking the Queen's language.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, oh, dude, I like Randy, you won't have witnessed this, but both Martel and myself have witnessed Andrea standing on the side of a racetrack shouting at someone saying, I will burn this motherfucker down.
oh yes,
That's awesome.
And
she is.
She seems really cool.
She is Spitfire.
by the way, if you get in the way, there's a whole lot of small, tiny female coming at you right now, and she's fierce.
She will burn this motherfucker down.
Kinky.
It was hilarious.
It
both
was
hilarious.
real funny.
That's
It was
funny.
hilarious and scary at the same time.
I was just
It's like a car wreck. You got to stare at it and
I-
see what's going to happen next, right?
I was standing there and I watched and I saw her talking to Jason and I heard the words, "I will burn this motherfucker down," and I'm like, "Oh, I can't look away. I want to look
Nah, let's see
away. I
what's gonna
can't look
happen."
away." And then she said something else. I'm like, "All right, I'm gone." I just turned
At
around
the
and
same-
walked.
I wouldn't
At
walk.
the same time, were you hoping Mo was there with a camera recording it?
Yes, I was, and Mo was nowhere to be fucking found.
Way to go, Mo.
I'm like, I don't
Thanks
have
for
a digital.
nothing.
Mo's the one with the
so-
digital camera, and
He lost the footage anyway.
He lost the footage anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Did he really?
There was some footage that he had that is disappeared.
Oh.
I still want to, dude. I still want to know if he has the footage from me. So Patrick, what's happening next? I was like, I don't know. I was like, we're putting a car on track, and I don't know if it's practice or if it's qualifying. I generally don't know.
They'll know.
No clue. Look,
I was standing right there for that too. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you don't know? He's like, I don't know.
I'm so glad you guys did this race thing, and we've gotten to meet Patrick through this.
It
was genuinely hilarious. It was like so awkward. It was like bad colonic irrigation.
I'm so happy that I've gotten to communicate and meet you in a way through this podcast because of what they did. Because you genuinely bring me to tears every time you're on.
I really,
even at my own expense.
So
I love it.
You are invited. I make jokes. You are invited if we do Indy this year.
That just wasn't the first time.
I mean, I
still haven't listened to those episodes out of spite.
That's fine. And it was just Mo and I driving.
I actually reported them to Podbean.
That's probably why they got the most downloads.
I've got the I'm on the ones where you're going back, where you start talking about the people in the team, and there's literally is like an hour. Well, there was this British dude, and we don't know how to work him up.
We just can't fucking figure him out. Like it is 6 hours of just podcasting for those couple shows where Mo's like, all right, hold on, got to restart, and he would literally restart the recorder, and we'd just pick up on something else.
Yeah, and
I'm just like, holy shit. So
I love Mo too, man. I've got to meet some really, really genuinely awesome people through this.
I've still not been on the podcast with Mo, so I can abuse him.
Well, and I'm trying to get Mo to get on the show, and it's not that he just doesn't have time. He's doing wedding shit, and he's doing all this video shit, and he's more ambitious than I am about doing anything.
Man.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he's retired. His kids are out of the house. I mean, all of his kids are retired at this point. He's filling his time. Now, I'm going over there on July 23rd.
To his place? I'm
going to stay at his place. We're hitting up I think it's called ViralCon.
VirusCon?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and spread COVID and monkeypox and everything else.
Yeah,
might as well.
I mean, because it only makes sense. But I'm going to go hang out with Mo, and I think we're going to record a show while I'm there. Sans Randy.
Oh.
I mean, we may call you, but we may not.
You won't.
It'll probably be 2 a.m. You'll still be up.
Yeah, I'll be up. More than likely.
So,
I may not be coherent, but I'll be up.
Yeah. So.
Boys, I've got to go.
Perfect.
The abrupt leave me, so my time is due. I've got to go. My mum is cooking my dinner tonight, so my dinner's about ready.
Oh, she's making you chicken nuggets and some mac and cheese?
It's dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Steak.
Ooh.
God damn it.
Well.
I'm going to the neighbor's house for a graduation party.
Okay.
So
Patrick, always a pleasure.
I'm going to say thank you very much, boys, and I will speak to you next time.
That works.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Patrick.
Yeah.
No worries, buddies.
Cheerio.
No worries. Hey, have a good evening, and I will speak to you soon.
Sounds good.
Later, man.
All right. See you, Patrick. That was awesome.
That was fun.
That was good.
I
was not expecting Andrea to be on the show.
I mean, the race talk, I did zone out. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's fine.
I literally turned my mic away from me so I wouldn't make weird mouth noises.
So Jason and I talked about that, and if you just learned it
doesn't interest me at all.
I understand it doesn't
interest
interest
you. It's not about
you.
learning it.
But if you need to make it interest you.
No, I don't.
You need to make it interest your butthole.
Let's talk baseball for 2 hours.
Fuck baseball. No one gives a shit about fucking baseball.
Nobody gives a shit about racing.
Right. No one gives a shit about baseball either. The only thing that people care about is football.
Not true.
No, more so than ever. If you talk to somebody about football, racing, or baseball, the only people who are going to give a shit is about football. Fucking baseball has too many goddamn games a season. They're 250 games in a fucking year now?
It's a lot.
Way too many.
Reds won last night.
And racing is not populated enough because it's not mainstream. NASCAR isn't even fucking...
I don't know what NASCAR is.
NASCAR is the same thing as NASCAR.
Motorsports.
I'm going to grab a
across
cigar and go to my neighbor's house and
states
fucking enjoy his graduation
can-
party. Free food.
You're going to grab a cigar and go to your neighbors and
Enjoy free food.
enjoy his graduation party.
Yeah.
You mean his kid's graduation
I don't
party?
give a fuck who-
Or are you friends with an 18-year-old?
Yeah, I'm friends with an 18-year-old.
Well, at least he's legal now.
He's better company than...
I was watching Andrew Schultz on YouTube, comedian,
Yeah.
and he saw these young kids right up front and looked real young. He's like, "My man, how old are you?" And he goes, 21. And he's talking, joking with him about his age. He's like, "You look like you're 12, blah, blah, blah." And he goes, "How old she is?" Here he goes, "Is that your date?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "How old is she?" He goes, "Just turned 18 yesterday." He goes, "No. You never say just turned 18 yesterday. If anybody asks how old she is, you say 18 with confidence." And then he goes, hold on. He goes, "So you hitting that yet?" And of course the kids don't answer and the crowd loses it.
Yeah.
And he loses it. And then he goes, "Is it any better than when she was 17? Don't answer that.
Yeah, that's... ugh.
Andrew Schultz is hilarious, though.
Andrew Schultz is hilarious. He has a podcast called Flagrant.
I didn't know he had a podcast.
He has a podcast with two other guys. Well, it's actually three other guys.
That's more than two.
That is more than two. But only... It's an Indian guy in Andrew Schultz. And there's two other guys on the show that make commentary.
So there's four guys on the show.
So there's four guys... Well...
One of them's probably like a producer.
No.
One of
the
them's
producer's
probably
behind the scenes.
Okay.
So there's two guys.
And
It's
then
Andrew Schultz
And they each have a fluffer.
and an Indian guy. And then there's two other guys that kind of sit off to the side and they laugh.
They're like the Muppets, the hecklers.
Kind of, yes.
They
They
just-
laugh. They'll make comments every now and then, but they don't join in on the conversation.
This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
You'll have to. No. You have to watch it. It's the way
I'm
that
gonna
it's
look it
set
up.
up. But they had Rogan on,
Oh, geez.
and
Rogan and Schultz would be great.
Rogan shows up, and he's like, "Oh my god!" He goes, "You guys, this isn't even a fucking podcast." He goes, "This is a goddamn set."
It's like a full production.
He's like, "This, you got fucking
a TV
production."
show.
He's like, "You got production going on here. Like, this isn't a podcast. You took it to the next level." Well, then he's like, he brings weed with him.
Of course he does.
Rogan does.
Yeah.
Because he's a pothead, whatever. Well, he gets Schultz to smoke some weed, and they're like, "Yo, you don't want to smoke." He'll like, Schultz just he starts hitting the shit, and well, then they start smoking cigars, which I am a huge fan of Foundation cigars.
You've mentioned this the last 7 podcasts.
I know.
And you've been making a lot of posts lately about it.
It couldn't have been 7 because My Father Cigars
I exaggerated.
and Foundation Cigars are two different companies.
Okay.
My Father's is what I've been smoking recently, but Foundation Cigars are amazing. Now,
Still
Rogan
never had one.
They Foundation made a cigar for Rogan. They
Okay.
are a Joe Rogan podcast cigar.
It's just a big old fat stogie.
It's for him. You can't buy them anywhere.
It's weed.
It may be. Who knows?
It's weed.
But
not a cigar.
I've had the Foundation cigar Tabernacle and the Charters Oak. Fantastic. Like great, like mild to bold cigar. I wish I had one now. I'd take it over to the neighbor's house. But all I have is My Father's right now. But the
So My Father's, you suck
No,
compared to
they don't.
Foundations. That's all we have now.
They don't. But he was on the show, and they started smoking cigars, and at some point, Rogan stands up. He's wearing a fanny pack. He's wearing basic pair of fucking shorts and a T-shirt, and he goes, "This is what male fitness looks like." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty much." I look down. I had on a goddamn fanny pack, a T-shirt, and a pair of shorts. I'm like, "Yep,
Yep, I'm there.
yep, that's
I've
that's
done
what it is."
I can't
I've
get
arrived.
any better. Yep.
I can't get any better than this.
I'm here.
So I'll just
But-
take my whiskey and my cigar and shut the fuck up.
2 Octobers ago, I went to Destin.
You did.
A day later, after we got there, our buddy Drew arrived. You would love Drew.
True Carry.
Yes, fantastic guy. No, our buddy Drew arrived, and Drew brings the party to the party. He didn't go in the house. He knew we were in the pool.
So he walked around back.
He just came out back and said, "The party's here, mother." And I was like, "Oh, no."
Motherfucker.
At this point, we'd already been partying.
Well,
And
yeah.
I was like, "Okay, Drew's here. Time to get dumb."
Drew's
But-
here. It's time to get out of the pool and dry off.
No, we went to the beach. He grabs his fanny pack. His fanny pack has built-in Bluetooth speakers.
That I can't get with.
It was awesome. No, it's fantastic.
I can't. Nope. Fanny pack is only solely for carrying something. It should not be
Disagree.
a functional device for
Disagree.
Bluetooth speakers.
Disagree.
You want a Bluetooth speaker?
Disagree.
Get a Bluetooth speaker.
No, you don't need to. It's in my fanny pack.
No, see, I'm looking for a Bluetooth speaker that's about the size of that AC unit from JBL. It is
Okay.
called the party speaker.
Yeah, that's-
It is amazing.
But that's not something you're taking to the beach.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
I am. I'm
That's
putting
dumb.
it right in my beach wagon, towing
putting-
that shit down there. It's got a gigantic battery in it.
I about made a bad joke when you said and he paused at the worst time. I'm putting it right in my beach
I'm putting it right in my beach wagon.
wagon. I'm like, because I'm sorry.
All right.
No, you didn't just call Liz that.
We're at 2:30 for the show.
Well, that's your fault.
No, it's not.
100%.
Okay,
You're the
it
one that
is.
told Patrick.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Anyway, so
I would
next
like
week,
to apologize to everybody that we didn't get to the 3 articles I was going to read, and more importantly, that Martel and Patrick droned on about racing again.
well, we didn't drone on. That was only like 15
45 minutes.
minutes. Nah, not even that.
This ain't a racing pot. You're still hurting?
A little bit. So
I think I got to poop
I think, well, not here, you're not.
right
You
here.
fucking broke my chair. I didn't let you break a toilet.
I'm not going to break a toilet. We'll take the lid off this ottoman.
You take a lid off the fucking. You take a lid off the goddamn septic tank.
Just go downstairs where
Squat
your
over
wife
that
and
shit.
daughters are. Drop trowel.
They're not even home. Doesn't matter. They
Oh,
went
okay.
next door. Anyway, so I'm hoping I may reach out to Corey about coming down next week.
Okay. Corey.
Corey Allender.
Allender? Yeah.
Yeah, Allender.
Allender. Lancaster.
And have him on the show.
Cool.
I need to reach out to the
I can have Zach on the show anytime.
Matt from the Buckhorn Ministry podcast because we haven't
Matt
done that
McConaughey.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to. I need
all
to
right.
to get with him and see about having him on the show at some point as well. I want to try to get some more people on here, not as an interview, as a conversation.
Yeah. Well, that's what it should
Well,
be.
so like the Chris Duchenne, the guy who did the Apple Watch Gene stuff, I need to email him.
Yes, you do.
I looked at all of his social media stuff. It is all within 6 months out of date. He hasn't posted anything anywhere.
I noticed that. Yeah.
So I don't know if he's still doing anything or not.
Hopefully he's not dead.
Hopefully, everything we put up last week is fine.
I don't even remember last week.
Last week was
Matter
all
of fact,
apple bottom jeans
I
with
remember,
Jason.
I remember that, but you said something about me talking over Jason. I was like, he was talking about Vegas?
Well, I asked him about his Vegas trip, and then he went into like, well, I took my wife and her cousin, and then all of a sudden you went into something else, and I'm
See,
like,
that's not funny. Nobody cares.
it could have been though.
Nah, nobody cares. Oh, I took my wife and then gambled and her
But
friends
no,
were fun. I
we
stayed in the
didn't.
hotel.
You didn't give him. We didn't give him an opportunity. So
Look
either
at
way.
look at my hair. I'm so sexy.
So check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And so Google, Instagram.
And well, don't check any of that shit because I don't post anything.
Check it anyway. Don't tell them not to check it. It's
fuck
still a
you.
hit.
We had. I put a post up today about what do you want to hear Randy and I talk about.
Did you put a post up, or was that just in the Buckhorn Bros?
No, that was everywhere.
I
It
didn't
was
see
on
it
Facebook,
anywhere else.
Instagram, and on the lounge on what do you want to hear us talk about. And Jason said racing. Mo said Ohio man versus Florida man.
We did both of those
And
briefly.
we really didn't touch on those, but
You can't ask the day of because we got to prep. Ask tomorrow, and then we can prep in advance.
no, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
I'm going to ask a question.
I'm gonna ask a question.
an hour before we record.
4 hours before we record,
So dumb.
and expect a response. So anyway, I'm Martel. He's Randy. We're out.
Peace.
Thank you to Patrick and Andrea for coming on the show. We love you.